Hey everyone, welcome to the Cats and Rats NHL Trade Deadline Show. I'm your host, Kirby Lupo, joined alongside my co-host, Nick Levine. Cody Stevens is away today. Maybe he'll drop by later. We have Cesar Lucero, who is just taking care of a matter right now. He's going to be joining us here in a second. Jim Behringer should be by later. Aiden from our community will probably be popping by as well, and who knows who else. But Nick, it's been a very slow day here. This is why we did not start earlier today. This is why we did not do a 24-hour marathon like some people are doing. We kind of knew this would be maybe the case early on, but I'm still surprised, up to this 1 p.m. Eastern time. We're still kind of slow here with trades coming in, maybe about 4 or 5 trades here so far. We had a big one last night with John Carlson, which I don't think we talked about in the community. Carlson goes to the Ducks for a couple draft picks there. So Washington in sell mode. A year prior, they were pushing for, second, third round deep playoff run, and they're in a similar situation as our Panthers here in a bit of a sell mode.
Yeah, I mean, and they sold off Nick Dowd earlier in the week, or I think yesterday as well, to the Vegas Golden Knights. So that's a really interesting kind of development there for the Washington Capitals. And I think you're taking a look at this whole kind of trade deadline and all the speculation. Nick Foligno went to Minnesota. Minnesota's been active. It's really going to be a very interesting next couple hours here, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and Nick's going to be controlling the breaking news trades. So, again, no spoilers in the chat. We're here for everyone that does not have a feed. I do have the TSN feed here, so I'm going to walk you guys along with some stuff I'm seeing there. We are about an hour 50 away from the deadline approaching here. Again, trades will come in after the deadline, so we'll start to see trades roll in. Sometimes big news. That's why last year we did stay on air when the Brad Marchand news broke. We were debating going off air or not. We stay on there. We were able to break that. And then there were some other trades, I think, that trickled in a little bit after. So that's why we're here a little bit later, to be able to break those trades for you guys at work, at school, anywhere around the globe. Let us know where you're watching from. We appreciate you guys being here. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button. That helps with our algorithms there. A lot of different streams are going live right now on their channel, so we appreciate your time being here with us. We'll get some interactive stuff going here as we go through the day. We'll pull up some Puckpedia, daily face-off, different lineups and things like that. But this first hour, we're really going to watch here along with you guys to see that some trades break here, and we hope that some do. But we do have stuff to review too, Nick, as we go along here throughout the day. Again, Nick's going to be watching X here. He's going to be watching for breaking trades to keep us filled in up to the moment here.
Yeah, and just up to date here, late last night, John Carlson was moved to the Anaheim Ducks. Nick Foligno moved to the Minnesota Wild. Vinny Hinostroza moved to the Florida Panthers. Not much outside of that. Looking here, Corey Perry to the Tampa Bay Lightning for a 20.
Yeah, what's that deal there officially?
Say that one more time.
What's that deal officially with Corey Perry?
Yes, it's done. 2020 first-round pick after initial rumors that he was going to stay in LA and discuss an extension. Looks like he's going to waive his no-trade clause to go back to the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Wow, did we hear any of these reports that Corey Perry was interested in going back?
Nothing on John Carlson either.
So does this can keep the Corey Perry streak alive then for another Stanley Cup final?
Yes, correct? It can. Wouldn't we love that?
That's unbelievable. That's the biggest probably storyline that's going to come out of all of this. A lot of people, Nick, again, I want you guys in the community right now to keep us busy here as the trades are slowly trickling in right now. If you guys have any comments, obviously Panther related, but if you're fans of other teams, we've got Antonio here in the chat, Blackhawks fans of other teams, give us your questions, comments. We will do the best to answer those. But Nick, what is your feelings right now? I'm seeing a lot on social media with the Sergei Bobrovsky trade rumors. It's a buzz right now up here in Canada. It's filtered all over TSN. A lot of people just want to sleep this deadline away, and they're so nervous. But, I'm excited for trade deadline. Whether our guys are in play
Do
or
not trade him to Edmonton.
Obviously, if we're buyers, tell us, Caesar. Obviously, if we're trading someone, it's not as exciting. But I'm not like, hey, close my eyes. Let's skip ahead to the deadline here.
By the way, good morning, gentlemen, or good afternoon.
Yeah. On the good morning, afternoon, Caesar. On the Sergei Bobrovsky front, I still think there's somewhat speculation. I think that there is some validity to it. I don't know how much of it is posturing versus how much of it is genuine actual interest. I do know that they have discussed different avenues there, that there are teams interested. Uh, whether a trade comes of it or not, I don't know. I mean, as time has gone along, I would say the percentage chance for a trade to happen has gone up to the point where it actually occurs. I don't know. Sergei Bobrovsky was at the rink this morning preparing like as a game day. Um, and I really think some of it could be speculation and posturing, but would it shock me if he's moved? I would say yes, but I don't think it's impossible. It's not a 0% chance. So it's going to be
what percentage chance are you putting it at?
70% chance he doesn't get moved.
Okay. I would have even said a bit higher than that, but that definitely means he's in play.
Anything could happen. I mean, we still got till 3:00 today, so, and even a little bit after that, unless somebody thinks they can win now that they're a goaltender away from pulling through, unless Florida gets like an incredible deal where they think, okay, this is too good to give up and we're not going to be able to sign him. I don't see anything happening either.
I feel Caesar and Nick, fans, media, other people are talking out two sides of their mouth on this. And I'll explain what I mean with the Bobrovsky.
Let me ask you guys this.
Look,
do you guys, is it possible where you could trade him and then possibly re-sign him in the offseason again? Has that ever happened?
It's a bit of hopium. I can't recall it happening, Nick. Jamie mentions Ryan Smith a lot. He didn't leave Edmonton and come back the next season. He stayed on the island for a bit, if I'm not mistaken, a year and a half. So we can't wait for Bob to come back a year and a half later. He's going to be
not at this point in his career. No.
Right. So you don't have that as an option. He'd have to come back right away. And I don't think it's happened a lot, Nick, in hockey. I'm trying to think if it has, maybe it's with a role player or kind of a rotation player. With Bob, you're going to be giving more salary to that and a prominent spot on your roster. So I wouldn't look at it, has it happened before? I would look at it, has it happened with a prominent player, semi-prominent player? But I want to throw this out to you guys. I think, and Nick, you can answer as well. I think fans, media are talking out two sides of their mouth. They're saying, hey, Bob, goals above expected, has had a poor year, an awful year. So then why do teams want him? And why are teams trying to acclimate him into the roster going into a playoff run? It takes time for goalies to acclimate into a new system, right?
Yeah, and I think I'm looking at some of the people in the chat. I would trade a second for Bob. They would trade a second for whatever.
Shouts out to Sasha.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Sasha. Appreciate it.
$10. Appreciate it.
There we go. Appreciate it. Yeah, let's go Finland. Let's go Panthers. And Finland is Panthers are always going to be connected to Finnish players. So there's always that connection there. We might not see it at this trade deadline, but we might see it in future trade deadlines, maybe next year, maybe in the offseason as well. But what were you saying there, Nick?
Yeah, I think I'm not trading Bob for a second round pick. I'm not trading Bob unless the offer blows you away, right?
Yeah.
They're
not trading him for a fourth, like I heard.
I'm not trading him for a second.
No.
We don't need to get rid of Sergei Bobrovsky.
We don't need to help other teams.
He wants to stay in Florida. That is like, now the biggest question is how far apart are they on making a deal?
They haven't. I don't even know if they've officially talked extension.
So, I mean, that is the biggest question. So, and you're right, Nick. Maybe they haven't talked making an extension because Bob did say he's focused on only this season and he wants to talk about it in the off season. So, that kind of puts the Florida in the handcuffs, sort of, because if you don't know where he's going with his contract and how much he wants, how many years, then it kind of puts you in a handcuff of maybe you can't really trade him now, right? So, man, I don't know. It's tough. I wouldn't, like Nick said, I wouldn't trade him for a second, third, or even a fourth. Give me a first round pick. He's these last two seasons when the Florida Panthers won the Stanley Cup, has been one of the best players on the ice. So he could literally win you a Stanley Cup on any team.
Yeah, we got another super chat. Just hold off on a second here, guys, on that.
Yeah.
I want to answer the question here from Mario.
Yeah, that's why I put it up.
I want to know with Mario, and thank you, Caesar, for that. I want to know, Mario, what you're saying here on AJ Greer, because, again, I don't think he's a must-sign because of what he's going to ask in the offseason as a 29-year-old, soon-to-be 30-year-old UFA.
Florida he's saying he's a must-trade.
What?
He's saying he's a must-trade, not a must-sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would put, okay, sorry to clarify. I would put it, I just wanted to explain that, but thank you for clarifying there. I would like to put that into, yeah, most likely he's got to be a must trade to move here today because you want to get some type of asset for him. And what are we saving him for? We don't realistically have a shot at the playoffs. We have like a 2% chance or less or whatever it is. So why are we saving him through the deadline is what I would say. You have to almost take whatever you're going to get for him, Nick, would you say? But there should be offers coming in of a second, third round at least.
And I think the writing is on the wall, right? I mean, Paul Maurice sort of said it yesterday. He's a very sought after guy right now. So a lot of teams are inquiring about AJ Greer. So now we're not just going to trade him just to get pieces, right? To get draft picks. You know, Bill Zito's going to want to make the right move and make sure it fits for our organization.
Well, it will be for draft picks, Caesar.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah, it's not going to be for players or assets in that way. It'll probably be for draft capital, so it will be for draft picks. But Caesar, that's not even code from Paul Maurice. That's him pretty much saying, like, he's sought after. We have multiple offers on the table. Paul Maurice doesn't even say that at the best of times with something to give indicators of things, right? So that's pretty obvious.
Yes,
it's got to be
exactly.
over 100%.
Yeah. If I was a betting man, I would definitely bet that AJ Greer is going to be moved here.
Yeah, like I'm putting it at the high 80s, 90 percentile.
Unless the team just doesn't, you know, want anything.
Well, they get cold feet or they go some other option, and the offers coming in late or such low balls, but you still want to almost take whatever you're getting.
Yeah, I mean, take a look at his numbers. He's played an incredible year, and he's going to get paid this offseason wherever he goes, whether he re-signs with the team that trades for him or whether he goes somewhere else and gets a new deal. He's probably going to get, a little over $3.5 million. So, and I don't think Florida can afford him right now, not with the contracts that we have. And if we want to end up signing Bob next year, you're going to have to allocate some of that money to Bob as well.
Yeah. No, well said, Caesar. And we've made history here. Antonio's first super chat. We appreciate you, Antonio. But Panthers, we're keeping that pick.
Nope.
I was going to say, Antonio.
Go back and watch the last couple streams.
I feel like he's trying to give us the bad juju, but it's not going to work.
It's working the other way. If you guys have been watching our post-game show, we've won the Tankathon 2 nights in a row. We're 2 for 2, baby.
And I'm going to say
Here we go, baby.
I'm going to say this right now. I'm not doing the Tankathon because I'm very superstitious. So you guys can hit the button.
No, but Caesar, you got to eventually hit the button. Everyone has to hit the button. Hit the button.
I'll do it last, just in case.
Last. Well, we're not doing it tonight because we're going to be over on Spaces X post-game show. So we're not doing it tonight. But we'll be back Tuesday night, I believe.
We got some roster management news.
Yep.
Andrew Cade will not be playing for the Vancouver Canucks tonight, according to Rick Dhaliwal. So, obviously, a trade probably is imminent there. I don't know the reason he's not playing. Could be scratched.
That's the worst kept secret because they've talked about moving Evander Kane for the last 2-3 weeks. So they're finally kind of like acknowledging that. Again, remember Tyler Myers was sitting out of the lineup for Vancouver. He's dealt to Dallas. I think he becomes the first Texas-born player to play for the Dallas Stars as well. So Tyler Myers was sitting out for Vancouver. They moved, we didn't mention it off the top, Nick. They moved Connor Garland.
Yeah, to the Columbus Blue Jackets, who we played last night. They're 1 point out from Boston. So, I mean, this is going to be an interesting wild card race. And today, a lot of things setting up. Not a lot of action right now.
I just want to jump in. Nick, TSN trade bait board showing right now. Top 10 guys, none of them have been moved, I believe. Bobrovsky's number 10 on the board. Parayko's number 11. He nixed that deal.
Yeah, and I don't think he'd probably get moved after that. That would probably be it. So
Zach Whitecloud, 14 on the board. Calgary Flame, former Vegas Golden Knight. Nick, we've wanted Whitecloud for a while in Florida. Right now, the Flames are running with, and I don't want to put these guys down because I really like them as hockey players, but Zach Whitecloud and Kevin Ball are the top pairing currently for the Calgary Flames. That should be your bottom pairing on a cup contending team. That's the top pairing right now.
Well, they're a number 1 pick contending team, not a cup contending
Yes,
team.
but that's crazy to see that, regardless of a team in Selma.
And I've heard Whitecloud likes it in Calgary. There isn't a guarantee that he moves. I know Nazem Kadri, there's been the speculation there. I know Montreal, according to David Pagnotta just a couple minutes ago, says they've been talking, so we'll see if anything happens. I know Montreal showed interest in Whitecloud as well. It's going to be interesting. I mean, to what extent do these talks progress in the next couple of hours? I hope this is going to be a jam-packed 90 minutes because zero has happened. Maybe they're waiting for us to start and get settled in here. So we'll see. But usually I would have been a lot more busy by now this time last year.
Shout out to our guy Ryan in the chat here, moderator Ryan. We appreciate him being here, especially this week dealing with family matters. Prayers and thoughts with you, Ryan, and appreciate you being with us here today on this trade deadline day. Nick, also, I think AJ Greer tops the top 20 TSN trade bait board list. I think he's around 17th or 16th, something like that. A lot of talk. They did an AJ Greer segment earlier today on TSN earlier this morning and said, yeah, a lot of teams are looking for that championship pedigree, that grit, that tenacity that he brings. And some GMs that are old school, they love a guy like AJ Greer. And then like what Caesar mentioned earlier, the way that he's played this year and having like somewhat of a career year, like that only bodes well when you're on a contract year. And I always talk about guys on their contract year, and you've seen it with AJ Greer this year.
Well, you've seen, Eddie, you're going to take a look at some of these teams who probably need a little bit more grit in their bottom 6. Montreal, he's from Quebec. I believe he's from Quebec. Does that a team that could interest him? I'm sure Edmonton has taken a look. Colorado, Dallas, before they got Michael Bunting, I'm sure was looking at him. So to what extent are these teams willing to go? I would imagine the value's pretty decent. We've seen some guys go for questionable returns, and I'm talking that being a seller's market perspective. Again, this has really been just a really, really weird season overall. There are a lot of teams that are sellers that would not have expected to be. There are a lot of teams that buyers that realistically were not expected to be. You take a look. Another thing we did not mention, Luke Shen, Logan Stanley, and Sam Carrick in 2 separate deals are headed to the Buffalo Sabres. Draft picks and Isaac Rosen are going back the other way. I think it's a 3rd to New York for Carrick and Rosen in a 2nd for Shen and Stanley. And Shen's half retained.
Yeah. Did we mention this Florida news earlier? Lechka here mentioning.
Yes, we did. It's nothing of note. I'm sure it's going to be a placeholder thing for guys that are getting shut down and moved out here at the deadline.
Yeah.
So.
Vinny Henestroza back to Florida. He was with the Panthers during the bubble seasons, I guess I will define it as. Only played, was it about 20 games or so, Nick? 20, 30 games?
Yes. Yeah, 9.
9, okay, less than 20. I always say for a guy to be once a Panther, always a Panther, this is my ruling. You have to play at least half a season, usually a full season. Some fans count the Oiler fans. Once an Oiler, always an Oiler. They say 1 game, they're an Oiler for life. I kind of roll my eyes at that a bit. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see where he kind of fits into it here moving forward with the Panthers. But, Jesper Boquist could be on his way out. You mentioned Montreal there, Nick. I'm seeing people saying that Buffalo here and Caesar, that Buffalo should be the buying team. Montreal should not allow Buffalo to bypass them. Montreal has been building for a long time. I know they haven't missed the playoffs in 14 years like Buffalo, but they're ahead of the curve as far as I'm concerned than Buffalo is, especially getting playoff experience last year. Montreal should not stand pat today. They should be aggressive with how the top of the East looks right now. That's how I feel.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it last night off air, like the idea of, like, for example, a Robert Thomas. I wonder if there's some hesitation on Montreal's part because they don't want to part with Michael Hage, their prospect, guy from Michigan. I'm like, if you're getting Robert Thomas, what's the point of Michael Hage at that 1st-round pick?
Can you share that deal? Did you share it on air yesterday, or was that off air? I don't remember now.
What are you referring to?
The St. Louis and Montreal deal, and where you heard that from, and why you think
it wasn't a deal that I heard anything from. It's just speculation. That I would think that if St. Louis and Montreal were to talk, and Montreal was hell-bent on keeping Michael Hayes or Reinbach or first, whatever. I mean, there comes a point now when you would have an opportunity to have Suzuki and Robert Thomas down the middle. What is the point of having Michael Hayes? You have to get rid of something to get something. And I think these teams are at the point now where you can't overvalue the prospects and hinder your team from getting better via trades, because that's how you really level up and accelerate things in this league now. And I think it's imperative that they don't, because they've been rebuilding for a while. I get it. They collect all these picks and prospects. It's imperative they don't get hell bent on keeping that if they can really make their team better now and for the future.
Just going through everything in the chat here. Apologies, everyone, just catching up here with all of you guys as well. Yeah, you guys letting us know on Bryson to Winnipeg on that deal as well, Nick, that you indicated there with the Buffalo trade.
Yep.
So we'll see like what parts Winnipeg gets here as they are now in sell mode. Be interesting to see how Winnipeg stacks out here. We talked about Washington off the top. Obviously, we're Panther fans. We've talked about Florida's situation ad nauseum this year. It's very interesting. Winnipeg Jets, last year, Caesar, President's Trophy winner. This year, they're going to miss the playoffs. Panthers win the Stanley Cup last year, going to miss the playoffs. I don't know the last time that's happened where President's Trophy team and the Stanley Cup championship team are both missing the playoffs the following season.
I mean, both teams have played a lot of hockey the last 2 years. So, Edmonton, there's a lot of issues goaltending. Defensively, they've tried to upgrade their defense here in the last few months. Let me see.
Kirby, sorry about that. I was looking here. Still nothing going on here. And to just further your point on Winnipeg here. I mean, a lot of it has to do with the departures in the offseason that they didn't really get fixed. I mean, you take a look at Nikolai Ehlers leaving in the offseason. Cole Perfetti didn't really step up to the measure he needed to do, right? I mean, Connor Hellebuck hasn't had that great of a year compared to what he had done last year. So I think these kind of combinations, Jonathan Toews was not an adequate second line center. We talked about it a bit in the past with Jim Behringer, about him being maybe more that 3C role. I think there were a lot of unknowns and a lot of guys that were relying on that have not stepped up to the plate. Cole Perfetti being one, Nikolai Ehlers, a big loss there. And the blue line hasn't been as good. Guys like Dylan Sandberg have really struggled at points this year, where last year he was really, really good. And I got on Winnipeg last year, Kirby. Remember, you were talking about how great of a job they did at the deadline. I think they need to go a little bit higher. I don't think last year they addressed the second line center position. I still don't think they have. And now you have a hole in the top six as well without a Nikolai Ehlers there. Well, all of a sudden now, a lot of these teams get better, particularly the Utahs and some of these other teams in the West that are going to be contending. The San Jose's and the Utahs have made note right there. And, you get dropped down a little bit. Your roster gets a little bit worse. Some of these other teams get better. And all of a sudden, you could find yourself at the outside looking in. Now, again, it was really a bad stretch. I think an 8 or 9, 10 game losing streak for Winnipeg, Kirby, I think at some point earlier this year, if I get that correctly, that they had that really kind of take their season. And that you can't recover from that in this league, especially that early on in the year. So I think there's going to be a lot of questions in Winnipeg in the offseason. And Kirby, when you take a look at it, wasting a really good year from Mark Scheifele. I mean, that's another part of this equation. It's like they haven't been able to get over the hump. They had that narrative with the 5-game losses in back-to-back years to Vegas and Colorado. And then you take a look at last year. They go to Dallas. They lose in Game 6. Play a lot better. They were 2 minutes away and down 2 goals from going out in round 1 to St. Louis, who look where they're at this year.
But you could just say, Nick, to jump in there, that's a great point on Mark Scheifele. But you could say, well, Connor Hellebuck wasted part of his prime. But he was the MVP of the league last year. But he's also personally responsible for his team not getting over the hump as well.
Well, yeah, exactly. And I know there's been a lot of praise and acclaim for him because of his job at the Olympics. There's no question. But that doesn't take away from when we take a look at the NHL career, Connor Hellebuck. He hasn't been able to – and again, he has not contributed to the success – that in the playoffs.
The driving force, or even in the playoffs, a supporting force. Now, to get his team there, he's carrying the team on his back. But when they get into the playoffs, it's been a whole different picture and story.
Right. And as we take a look here at Elliot Friedman, I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, we got a couple questions here, but go ahead.
Jonathan Marchessault, they're trying to trade him. I don't know how likely it is. It's not an easy thing to do in season. Our guy Jim Barringer's been saying that all year, by the way.
That's a guy I never wanted us to lose.
Jonathan Marchessault?
Yeah.
Yeah.
During the expansion draft.
That's a guy I think I could see Montreal really going after, you know.
But what was Jim saying on him? That he would be moved this season or he wouldn't be?
That there over the course of the year we've been hearing, oh, he's not going to move. He's not going to move. Because remember, Barry Trotz wasn't planning on moving these guys.
Well, I agree on that front.
And then as time's gone on, and Jim's remained consistent on it, when Barry Trotz announced he was retiring, then you started to hear rumors Marchessault could go, Marchessault could go. I don't think Marchessault is a predator. Maybe not in a couple hours, but definitely not next season as well. So you're seeing a lot of
I heard coming up to this deadline, they're not trading Ryan O'Reilly because now they're in contention for a playoffs.
Well, Ryan O'Reilly doesn't want to move, and I think that's it.
Okay.
And when you take a look at these guys, I mean, a lot of the guys in Nashville who those top guys, they've won cups, right? So it's like, at this point in their career,
how hungry are they?
How hungry are they? Number one is like
Nashville. Tennessee's a no state income tax, right?
Right. It's like if you're happy in Nashville's a damn good place to live, by the way, and you're making good money in a no tax state. You've already won. You don't really necessarily want to move your family.
The wife, the kids, they're like, we're fine here,
right? Like.
It plays into it,
right? And it's like Steven Stamkos has won more than anybody. Like
they're like, we got a winner in the room with us. We can turn this.
I want to answer Frank's question here.
Yep.
If we don't get a first round pick by 3 p.m. this season, it's a complete waste of time. I don't agree about that. If obviously we want a first round for Bob, but if it doesn't happen, I don't think it's a waste of time. I think that the Florida Panthers are going to do their due diligence and they're going to want to keep Bob for next season. Look, we still have this team for the next 5 years, right? And Bennett's comments yesterday said, we've been through a lot this year and, this team is very well put together. We know what we can do when we're fully healthy. So, I don't agree with Frank here with this question, but what do you guys think?
Nick?
No, I don't think so. By 3 p.m., I mean, who are we going to trade for a first-round pick?
The only one, Bob, but I don't think anybody's
again, that's not even guaranteed.
Yeah.
We have a first-round pick.
We do.
We're not rebuilding.
We can't sell other guys, so we're going to move Erod just to get.
We're not rebuilding, guys. Like, we're going to be right back.
And I know everybody, good point there, Kirby. Everybody wants to trade Rodriguez, like, since he first got here, and they're still putting his name out there. Like, this guy has been probably our best player here in the last few months. You can put him anywhere in the lineup. Yeah. Paul Maurice and the people in the organization love Rodriguez with what he does.
So why are we going to move him for a pick number 31?
Yeah, that guy for pick 31 isn't going to come in here and do what Rodriguez does. I don't care what anybody says.
Like we move him to Colorado. Just one example. I don't know what pick situation they have right now, but it doesn't make complete sense just to move him.
And this isn't NHL fantasy hockey, guys. Come on. We got to do what's right for this organization and what makes sense. So,
and I'm not saying, hey, a first round pick value. I'm not snuffing at that.
Like, if somebody offers me a first round pick for Rodriguez, I'm taking it. Obviously.
Okay, well, I you're saying the other side.
But that's not going to happen, right?
But like, if it doesn't
no. I think you can get if you were selling Evan Rodriguez, you could get a first round pick.
Maybe.
Kirby, Nick Waugh just got a first round pick.
I know.
He doesn't even have. And he's a rental.
Did they forget that Nick Waugh is playing with the Leafs this year and has not played well? Or are they thinking that he's Vegas Nick Waugh?
Well,
but I get what you're saying, Nick. It's true. What Erod has done in the Stanley Cup final, what he's done for, playing with Buffalo, playing with Pittsburgh, with Crosby, playing with Colorado, with McKinnon, playing with Barkov.
I want to interrupt here. David Pagnotta says, sounds like the Hurricanes are working on a move for a bottom six forward. So that's about as much as we get today. For right now.
Yeah, this year. And you know what's crazy? Because I was thinking about it last night while kind of prepare for today. But last year is different because remember, this season, the playoffs, there's a salary cap. Last year, there isn't. So you can't sit here and teams, if they're right there at the edge of the salary cap,
To be
they
cap
can't.
compliant, right?
They got to be cap compliant in the playoffs this year. So that's also, I think, what's going to hurt a lot of teams making deals as well.
Yeah, because they haven't had a chance to adjust to the new salary cap, which they'll probably by the summer, I'm going to say. That's why they're saying more deals are going to happen in the summer, more hockey trades. This is when GMs are able to adapt from where they've been coming out of the COVID bubble to where they are at post-COVID bubble, and then going forward with the new salary cap, which is going to climb each year, according to Gary Bettman, over the next, Nick, 3-4 seasons here?
On the salary cap, it's going to exponentially rise.
Yeah. So each year you can adjust your caps. I just want to answer that one question quickly there that's been on the screen there for a while with Antonio. What's the market for Kadri? I think the market for Kadri was white hot 2 summers ago, Nick, when the Islanders were really fighting for his services, and then Calgary kind of came in the back door there and got him. People with inside organizations have commented they're a little worried about Kadri's age and what he will be moving forward. So I think that is a little bit in play here. But if you want a 2C that is on a cup contending team, you can look at Nazem Kadri, depending on what the price would be. But if I'm a team that has that whole, like Minnesota, Montreal, other teams, Antonio, I would pay for the services for Kadri. What do we got there?
Too. I mean, Kadri is still a pretty good player. So just as long as you don't have to give up as many assets, I definitely would do it as well.
We've got about 50 plus here in the chat, as much as 60 here that have already been here in the chat. Make sure you guys thumbs up, subscribe.
Appreciate it.
Yep. Also, hit up BigCeaz's channel as well. BigCeaz.
Yeah. Thank you, Kirby. And anything?
We have a trade, and this isn't being on the thing, Caesar. You'll understand why.
I understand. Yeah.
There is no team, but the Leafs are finalizing a trade involving Bobby McMahon. According to David Pagnotta. So we don't know where he's going, but I'll keep you guys updated on that. I've thought for a little bit, Bobby McMahon, who's been connected, I know, to Tampa and I know to Colorado. I don't know if that happens anymore, but Bobby McMahon will be traded. We don't know to where.
So a lot of the scuttlebutt and rumors has been like Edmonton.
Well, yeah, that's another team. I wonder if Carolina, if those 2 tweets that he just said connect, but he's not a bottom 6 forward. He's probably a top 6, middle 6 guy, right? So we'll see what happens there. I'll keep you guys updated on anything. Just to
jump in, could it be Edmonton because they moved out the Mangiapane money, so they're trying to bring someone in with that?
Well, potentially. I think, and Stan Bowman says they're probably done, but now I think some of the other guys are talking about Bobrovsky. I'm like, well, if you're looking at Bobrovsky, you're not done. I don't know.
So is that a poker game from Bowman, or is he saying?
I don't know. What do they have? First of all, I mean, those are asset heavy acquisitions. I don't think we say Bobrovsky. You're not getting Sergei Bobrovsky for free, right? So we're gonna have to see what involves here. That I think McMahon would have a pretty heavy price too, right?
Look at Ryan here. Unbelievable. And I heard on the Rod Peterson show, I got to ask Jim if he comes by. Jim said Bob to Vegas. So I got to question Jim on that a bit, because hasn't Jim said Florida is more of his front runner selection, that he stays in Florida? So we got to ask Jim on that.
Now, I will say this. I have talked to a couple of different people. I know
San Jose was my, just to jump in, Nick, sorry. San Jose was my selection, but they're bringing Velkovic back.
So I know Vegas and Bob have had extended discussions. I know that. I don't know to what extent. I know this morning they were really discussing it. I mean, this isn't like smoke and mirrors. There's like, this is something there. And I also think, if I had to guess on McMahon, I think it probably would be Edmonton based on what I looking at. I haven't heard anything new, but that would be my prediction. I also
so you're leaning Vegas with Jim then?
Well, if it happens, do I think it happens? I'd be shocked.
But why? What are we going to help them out of the Adin Hill mess? Is St. Louis going to help them out of the Adin Hill? Well, no one should help them out of that mess.
No, they got themselves into it. I don't know, Kirby.
I'll be very upset if Florida is bringing in Aiden Hill as our answer solution with that contract and the way that
it's an albatross. You could almost.
I don't think he's a good goalie and fit behind our defense, Nick. Which our defense, what are they? Shot suppression, but they allow a lot of high danger stuff and 2-on-1.
Well, yeah, and again, they don't. Again, I agree with you, Kirby. I don't really think Aiden Hill is a solution, and clearly Vegas, if he's not able to win in Vegas, I mean,
he's going to a Florida situation where Vegas had a better decor, I would argue, than what Florida has had.
Yeah,
and
but
Florida I don't know, Nick. I've talked to you about this. I don't know if our decor is set next year and that we should feel fully comfortable with an Aaron Ekblad that's not playing like a first pairing guy right now.
Another thing is I think it's potential that the Panthers can move for a defenseman today. We've heard the talks that they can move for a guy with term, a guy they want on the roster next year. Could a Mackie Samuskevich be on the way out? I know we've talked a lot about JB Alexiak. There was a rumor. Thank you. According to hold on.
Oh, that wasn't Friedman's blog.
Hold on a minute. Hi, Mom. Anyway, yes, we're talking about this now. We're connected to Seattle. Mackie was connected to Seattle. We know we talked a lot about JB Alexiak in the past. Is that a potential option there? I mean, for next year, I don't know. He said the asking price would be high for Mackie Samuskevich, so clearly there's some value there. I know this morning there's been talk about Jesper Wallstedt being connected to Florida. There's been talk about Bobrovsky. There's discussions there with trades and maybe contract. I don't know. And then kind of where it all is going to head. So as of right now, though, it's the Colorado Avalanche. As I said, I've been talking about that for a couple of days, Kurt. Colorado is getting Bobby McMahon. So interesting there. I don't know why they would do two separate trades, but we have our first trade of the stream. Bobby McMahon's going to the Colorado Avalanche. I really like that pickup for them. One of the things I had speculated a couple of days ago was I know Adrian Dater talked about could Valerie Nichushkin be on his way out.
Hold on, guys. We gotta hit the thing. It's a big enough name, Nick.
Yeah, big enough, I think. Bobby McMahon is headed to the Colorado Avalanche. A name Kirby had just talked about, I know. We said Tampa, said Colorado, even Edmonton, but it ends up being the Colorado Avalanche. And one of the things I had speculated is if Valerie Nichushkin was going to get traded for a Nazem Kadri to make the cap work, could a Bobby McMahon come in as that Nichushkin replacement? Or I still even think that a middle six guy would probably be of use for them. I would be shocked if Jack Drury isn't a part of this trade. I wonder if a prospect could also be going there because taking a look here. Yeah, I mean, they said 2 seconds was the equivalent of a first-round pick, and that's the type of value they were looking for. And McMahon,
are they looking for this type of player, this positional need?
I think that this is a nice pickup for them. I think they've had some trouble with depth scoring in the past couple of years. I really like their top-end talent. I mean, but when you guys take a look at Victor Olofsson and some of those other guys in that middle six lineup there, I mean, you want maybe a little bit of guy with some more jam, and I think McMahon provides that.
Can I throw something into this mix, into this mess? Are they worried about Nichushkin's, reliability?
Well, that's another thing. That's a prevalent.
Because he can be a replacement in the lineup or something.
I really do like Bobby McMahon as a player. John Klingberg down on the ice right now for San Jose. I really like Bobby McMahon as a player. I like the fit in Colorado. It's been being talked about for a couple weeks. Connections, I'll say. I know Tampa looked at him. Tampa also looked at Bobby Brink, but speaking to the Colorado Avalanche here, as we take a look I'll take a look here at Daily Faceoff. Give me 1 sec, Kirby.
Yeah, we're going to pull up when we get some more people in the panel here. We're going to pull up some Puckpedia stuff, some Daily Faceoff lineups to kind of project. We'll try to look at Colorado's lineup here in a little bit and see where it kind of shakes out there with Bobby McMahon coming in.
Yeah, and I can share my screen for just right now, just for here.
Yep.
We got an ad there. Take a look here. Gabriel Landeskog coming back from injury. We talked about that, Kirby. I mean, it's kind of a miracle that he's come back, and it's been a great story, but definitely not what he once was. You're not going to rely on that. Obviously, Mikko Rantanen not on Colorado Avalanche anymore. Marty Necas and McKinnon are there. So they're going to need to rely a little bit more on their depth. And you take a look here, the Parker Kellys and the Victor Olofssons. And, I would be I'm going to be honest with you coming into this. I'm like, I think a need for a top 6 middle 6 forward was actually kind of a must add for Colorado if they really wanted to compete here. And now you take a look at that center depth. I don't know if this is how it's all going to shake up the line.
Just to jump in, Nick, if something happens with Nichushkin, I'm not saying McMahon replaces him 100%, but if you put McMahon there with Nelson and especially Ross Colton's a burner.
Yeah,
Ross Colton on one side, that's a burner. You got McMahon on the other side, who's one of the fastest guys in the league, and then you got a smart cerebral center in Brock Nelson.
Well, correct. And you take a look at you have McKinnon, Necas, Nelson. If Nichushkin can get going, then you kind of have those depth pieces of Landeskog, Colton, and now a McMahon to go with the Parker Kellys and the Victor Olofssons. And then you have some nice you have a Nick Waugh piece down there. I really like their bottom 6 here.
Yeah, if you can play Waugh and McMahon in the bottom 6, it suits you better. But I think McMahon can play in the top 6.
So I really think that this is a really good move for Colorado. I think one that they needed, regardless of if they were going to move Valeri Nichushkin or not. And it's going to be interesting to kind of see how this shakes up the rest of the way. Does Jack Drury on his way out? I mean, I know you have to wonder maybe is it Gavin Brindley going back to Toronto? I doubt it. But we obviously time will tell. One of the interesting stories, though, for Colorado is Parker Kelly, 15 goals on the year. I mean, he's had a really Nathan McKinnon joke says, I was joking the other day, he says, Parker Kelly always jokes that I signed a terrible contract. He's making like league minimum curve, and he's having a great year now. So
Gavin Brindley has had a hell of a year, especially first half of the year. I don't know how he's been lately, but he's been a revelation a bit.
Yeah, and a guy that they moved, and that was a move criticized at the time for the Columbus Blue Jackets, who acquired Connor Garland last night. And Charlie Coyle, Kirby, had a hell of a year. I think he looked really good last night for the Columbus Blue Jackets. He had 16 goals, 47 points. He's third on the Columbus Blue Jackets in points. So to take a look at that trade there, it's like you're able to clear some cap for Colorado. Columbus able to bring in a guy there who's helping them make a playoff push. And just kind of going through a bit of the stats here, Colorado, who's number 1 in the league. McKinnon and Necas both lead the team in points. You have 100 from McKinnon, 72 for Necas, 64 from McCarr, 52 for Nelson. One of the guys who's not in the lineup right now, Arturi Lehkonen. I knew they were missing somebody here.
This is from our guy Ryburn here, resident Leaf fan, resident member of the Cats and Rats community, Nick. So this is what he's saying on the
deal. That's what I was saying, Ryburn. And I think that McMahon's just a really solid fit for the Avalanche. Looking at Lehkonen here, now you kind of look. You have McKinnon, Necas, McMahon, Nelson, Lehkonen, and Nichushkin. That's just if you want to do it that way. And then you can have a third line of like a Nick Waugh, Olofsson, Landeskog. And then you have Parker Kelly. If you still have Jack Drury, Gavin Brindley. I mean, there's a lot of depth. There is a lot of depth there. I mean, I really like this move for Colorado. I like McMahon a lot as a player. I was talking with a buddy of mine, and like if Florida was actually buying, if they needed a middle 6 forward, this would be the type of guy I think they'd like to go get, right?
I just want to wrap on the Hill thing for now, and he might come up later here, but I just want to clarify with Jose. If they're going to get Binnington, Jim Behringer has told us Bladen Hill's going back to St. Louis. So if they're trying to get Bob, where's Hill going? Right? Yeah. Got to go somewhere, I think.
And we're just kind of looking here. Nothing else. We still don't have word on that bottom 6 forward Bagnata was referring to.
With relation to what again?
Oh, we appreciate it, Die Hard.
Thank you, Die Hard.
Thank you, Die Hard.
our
so
most loyal supporter right here.
Diehard was in the chat before we even started, before everyone was even here. That's on camera right now. Diehard.
He's been tweeting since last night. He's like, I'd rather listen to you guys in TSN.
Diehard, I want to know, did you go to bed before or after the John Carlson to Anaheim trade? I'd like to know that. Thanks, Diehard.
I was on my phone last night. I was sitting on the couch. I'm like, what the fuck? Because I put away my phone for 20 minutes, and I see, well, now with John Carlson going to Anaheim, I'm like, what?
Is that why you were calling me yesterday?
Yes. I'm like,
I was like, I need some rest.
but we'll talk about this at another point. Gentlemen, we got a guest.
How's a rock?
Guy, Jim Barringer.
What's
going on,
up? What's going
the
on?
legend, the
fellas?
myth,
What's
the
up,
man
fellas?
himself.
What's
He
up?
wants to just arrive in fashion like that. He doesn't want to be here right when we start. He wants
No.
to the entrance. Where's the pyro? You might have more pyro than that Dan Housen guy, whatever the hell his name is. There's your pyro.
There you go.
Hey.
There you
Oh,
go.
we got some sound effects. We
Yeah,
forgot to use these for Tankathon, Nick. Sorry guys to kind of take over here, but we forgot to use the stuff when we went 2 for 2 here. We got to use 2 for 2. Right? There we go.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, there
Appreciate
you
it.
go.
Appreciate it.
Jim better be coming with some news and entertainment here and some sources, as Antonio's asking.
There's another trade, right?
Yeah, there looks like McMahon's going to the Avs potentially.
No, we got that one.
No.
Yeah,
there's
but it
another
looks
one.
like Ross Colton might be going back the other way.
Do I do it, Nick?
Oh,
No, that's not big enough.
Ross
But
Colton the other way. There's goes
Maybe. I'm waiting on confirmation on
there's
that.
been nothing too big yet, Caesar. But there's 2 minor trades.
There's a
The
couple
Hawks-
minor trades that as I come on, there's a couple minor trades.
Yeah.
Hey, brought the trade action for you. All
There
right.
you go.
There we go.
Hawks and Rangers working on a Derek Pouliot trade, Kirby.
That's a needle
and-
mover.
Nick Delorier to Carolina. So that's the
Interesting.
bottom 6 guys. So Nick Delorier moving from Philadelphia to Carolina. One of the true enforcers, only pure enforcers really left in the game, Nick Delorier, and is headed to the Carolina Hurricanes.
I still think they're working on something big.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. Jim, we were talking a little bit about Bobby McMahon headed to the Colorado Avalanche. We were talking a bit about that over the last couple days. I remember we discussed that possibility.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good move for them. Yeah, good move for them. I mean, they got it. Well, they have to shed salary. I know they've been trying to move Colton for a little bit. So,
and that's been a really weird thing with Colorado. I mean, you take a look at the couple of players that they've kind of done. They've done these domino effect moves where you look, okay, well, they moved a couple of years ago. They moved Bowen Byram from Middlestat, and then they went and got Sean Walker.
yeah.
And then a year later, they moved Middlestat to go get Charlie Coyle because they brought in Brock Nelson, and then they moved Charlie Coyle a couple months after that to go get Gavin Brindley and Ross Colton, a guy they just signed a couple years ago, is now on the way, could potentially be on the way out. So there's been a lot of interesting kind of moves there that Colorado's been shaking up.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think because Colorado tried to go get Kadri, and I think Kadri wanted to go back to Colorado, and the contracts that hold up with Kadri, right? Like 7 years or 3 years, $7 million, 3 years remaining, and then 4th year if the Calgary Flames retain now, and that's a lot of money. But again, I have a feeling, and I've talked to some people, this feels like the Jacob Markstrom situation all over again when the Flames had a deal in place with the Devils at the deadline, and people above Craig Conroy got involved, and then it died.
Right.
Like, again, I always wonder who's running the ship in Calgary right now.
Yeah.
And it's been bad for the last couple of years.
I mean, Connie's like, I'm not gonna say about anything bad about Connie because I think Connie's trying to do a good job there in Calgary, and I think he's doing the right by the players, trying to move him out. But sometimes people that aren't involved in the day-to-day operations, they get involved in these things, and then deals fall apart. And I don't blame ownership for not wanting to retain like half on Kadri for the next 4 years. I get it. it's a lot of money to give a guy to a player who's not even there. But at some point, it feels like he's a good player for them, but I think he even wants out.
Got a guy from somebody from Sweden here.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Media.
What
There we
would be the most unlikely trade in your opinion?
No, we all know what that one is.
I think it's a goaltender. Number 72, Sergei Bobrovsky would probably be the most unlikely. I think potentially Robert.
John Carlson is one so far.
Well,
I think Carlson is definitely unlikely because I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I didn't hear anyone talking about that. So is there another one?
I think somebody talked about a potential contract. They were going to start contract extension talks after.
Yeah.
John Carlson was in their cherry blossom jersey promotion yesterday.
Yeah.
So did they know?
It's really hit that room hard from people I've talked to in Washington who were there today. Like Wilson's upset.
They've underachieved. And talking about like teams that were,
I think I expected a lot of people. I expected Washington to take a step back, like what they did last year.
Too far last year.
The fact that they were in the President's Trophy race, like to the end, they overachieved last year. This is where I thought they were going to be last year, fighting for a playoff spot, not running away with the Metro Division.
Yeah.
And I do say that I did give them too much credit maybe last year, but I also thought that they might be in the playoff race this year. But
that's fair.
I mean, they're technically still in the playoff race, but I do know they want to get Cole Hudson up.
I just never, and Caesar knows this because we battled on it on NHL After Dark last year. I just never put them in the Hurricanes camp. Like that.
No. The Hurricanes are the class of that division, and have been the class of that division.
And you've seen that with your Devils this year.
Yeah, I mean, Devils. Speaking of underachieving,
I was high on the Devils this year. I had them in the top.
Everybody had them in the top 3,
but I always hate on them, and I had them entrenched.
Kirby's famous lines: "They are fraud."
Frauds, yeah. Fraud. And I haven't used it.
They are. The team doesn't do anything.
Shout out to our boy Banksy too on that. Banksy's with me, lock and step on that.
So I mean, look, I expect, like I like the moves that have happened. Like John Carlson, didn't see it coming. I had told you guys I had heard rumblings about Mackenzie Weegar. Like if that would be a name if you could pry him.
You were thinking state. You were thinking state of Florida, Weegar.
Originally, there are people have reached out saying he would be open to go back, but I think, Utah needs defensemen. So look,
they got a really good blue line though, Jim.
Now they have a really good belt. That's why, like for me, I've been like because Ristolainen.
Oh, just to jump in, best in the NHL now.
Up there, probably in the Western Conference. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have one of the best in the Central Division for sure. Mm-hmm. I look at it like, it's interesting today because everything's being affected by, the double retention, the playoff cap, the new rules. Like,
I want to introduce our special guest here as well, Adonis. Thank you for coming on.
It's my pleasure to be here, guys. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I just got out of class, but I'm on time, like I promised you guys, and thank you for letting me be here.
Yep. Thank you for being here.
No issue. Glad to be here.
And we've got Adonis, aka Aiden. We've got Aiden on the daily face-off stuff, lineup stuff, Puckpedia stuff. Whenever you need to pull something up here, Aiden will share with our audience.
Sure.
Go along here. Haven't been too busy, Nick. We were able to hold it down there for the first hour, but it would have been nuts if the deals were coming in. So it kind of worked out well this way. So hopefully the deals roll in now here as we approach hour 2 here on our stream. We are at the 58:27 mark remaining for the deadline. Again, deals will roll in after the 3 p.m. Eastern time deadline. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button as well.
Kirby, we're seasoned veterans when we know what time to come on for this stuff like this because, man, we've got it down to a science.
We know better than TSN, who's been doing it for 25, 30 years. They're on 4 a.m.
And this is only our second year, so,
Everybody knows not to go live before 12 o'clock.
Yeah,
Oh, that
second
was
year doing this
last year.
season.
Well, we didn't know that last year.
Last year we had, I think we started 11 a.m.
Oh,
Second year
we got
doing this on YouTube, but we've been doing
Oh.
this for 4 or
the
5
Florida
years.
Panthers have claimed Cole Reinhardt. Yes, Cole Reinhardt.
Really?
Off
Wow.
waivers from Vegas. Philadelphia claims Glendening. Vancouver claims Curtis Douglas. So what
So
about
that
those?
means Greer might be on the move.
Greer's definitely on the move. It's just a matter of where.
Yeah, and
And before
that
anyone
means
asks, Nick, there, Reinhardt spelled differently. I believe.
Yeah.
yes, but
with
Vinny
the
Hinostroza and Cole Reinhardt coming in. That is obviously placeholders for guys going out and potential guys who will be shut down. I know we talked about that.
Yeah.
Curtis Douglas has been claimed by the Vancouver Canucks, Kirby. So,
Oh wow, all these tough guys moving around right now.
yeah, so tough guys moving around the league right now.
So who's Tampa trying to get tougher with now? Moving on from Douglas.
Corey Perry.
Oh yeah, he'll throw down.
Yeah, he'll throw down.
Not.
See.
Yeah.
Nothing on AJ Greer yet, by the way. So we'll keep an eye on that, obviously. But there has been nothing at all.
Take your time. Take your time. You got
Yeah,
a
Cole
lot of
Reinhardt.
time.
Jim, do you think I wanted to talk a little bit about it's a team we play tonight. They've had a really good year. The Detroit Red Wings. Do you sense they're up to anything?
I mean, it's so hard to read Steve Yzerman, right? But they got to do something. I mean, David Perron cannot be the only addition this team makes. They need somebody on their blue line. They probably should try to get a center. Like, they need to do something, because if they don't do anything, again, Dylan Larkin, you thought Dylan Larkin was upset last year.
No.
He's going to be upset again this year with the team, where the team is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I think New Jersey, to me, like, is a player with some of the defensemen, but Kovacevic said he don't want to leave. Everybody was practicing today. It feels like Nemich's time is winding down in New Jersey. Just a matter of, when he gets traded, not if anymore. And I'm sorry, but I think that's the case, and I think he would be open to a change of scenery at this point, because it's a crowded blue line there, especially on that right side. So, gonna be they're an interesting team. Like, the Leafs are selling off, but you can't underestimate those 250, 259 deals that sneak into the fax machine,
Shouts out to RC. Thank you, RC. Appreciate the super chat.
Thank you, RC. No numbers in that super chat there, RC, but we really appreciate it. Vinny Hinostroza, back with the Panthers after that bubble season there. Nick, you said he played, 9 games?
Yep, 9 games for the Florida Panthers.
He was fast. Remember that first game? We're like, man, this guy's got some burners on him. And I watched him a little bit prior to coming over to Florida. But,
it'll be good to see him in a Panther uniform again.
Yeah,
and
he's a good player.
We know that the Florida Panthers have been lacking some speed. So maybe, kind of bringing in like that.
Jim, we know. I've been waiting for Caesar to look at the chat.
I know.
Hold up.
Wait for Nick.
Okay. Do we got a trade alert, guys?
That's for Caesar.
Wow.
Washington Capitals acquiring Timothy Liljegren from the San Jose Sharks. That's the move. We're taking a look at it right there.
They like former Leaf defenseman, Nick.
Yeah, current San Jose Shark. Now you have to wonder, what is San Jose planning to do on the back end?
Well, I've circled San Jose as a dark horse candidate for Ristolainen.
So that should be interesting to see. I don't really know if that's a move that I would have made. I mean, it seems like a lateral move from their perspective.
Well, they need help. They need help on the back end now with no John.
Yeah,
Carlson.
Especially after losing what's his name on the defensive side, making that trade. So they're just trying to shore up the back end here.
I like this move. I actually like this move. Yeah, Carlson went to Anaheim, so I'm like, this is what. But that's why, like, when you come to this day, or you hear all these trade rumors and stuff, you circle teams that you don't expect. And that's why, like, San Jose and Ristolainen just make sense for me, because they need defensemen. they need guys with term.
Yeah.
That shores up a top 4 defenseman, steady Eddie back there. They have Nedeljkovic. They have Askarov. They have the prospects and the first-round picks to make it work with Philadelphia. Not saying they will, because I think Detroit, Boston, teams like that are circling. But I do think San Jose would make a lot of sense for Ristolainen if he wants to go out west.
Jim, I wanted to kind of ask you a little bit about. I was talking a little bit about our discussion yesterday with the Robert Thomas and the Montreal thing. Obviously, probably won't get traded, but kind of the idea of these teams holding on to these prospects. And you mentioned the history Montreal had. Mikhail Sergachev, when they moved on from him, he became something. Ryan McDonough, kind of wondering, kind of bringing the discussion here. How imperative for it is for these teams who, this is how they've been built through the draft, through their ingrown talent, to not kind of hold on to that. I feel Robert Thomas is a legit number 1 center. We talked about the possibility of having Suzuki Thomas down the middle. And if you have what is the point of a Michael Hayes right now at this point? Especially when you could argue for the next couple of years, Montreal is going to be contended for cups. Like that's the next little thing. And I'm sure yep, we got it here.
Get it.
Yep. Caesar?
Yep.
The New York Islanders are in the process of acquiring Braden Shen from the St. Louis Blues. So we're talking about one St. Louis Blues center. The other one gets traded as I say that. So maybe I should keep talking. But
wow. Aiden and Jim come on and things start popping here in the
I told you I bring ratings.
It's not me. It's all Jim, dude. Give him the credit, man.
Dude, I bring the ratings also, like Rod said. I bring the ratings.
Here we go.
You know what's funny?
Bring the ratings.
You know what's funny? The second comment on this post.
What's that?
Oh, no. I was saying the second comment on this post. So sorry. That's what I immediately thought of.
So that's an interesting move there. We know the Islanders have been in on it. We know they inquired about Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou over the last couple months. We know they looked at Connor Garland, Braden Shen, who has been rumored for years. It goes back 2-3 seasons, guys, with the trade rumors. Finally gets dealt to the New York Islanders. And, I think that's a nice move for them.
Yeah.
With all things considered, kind of needing some veterans on that team. They need somebody down the middle of the ice. And when you played as well as they have this year, it's important to have that in the locker room. Like, you get rewarded. And I think this is a nice job by Matthew Darsh. Matthew Darsh, I think that's
Matthew Darsh.
Matthew Darsh. That's a really good job by him because I think it brings a veteran guy into the locker room who I think still has a lot of hockey left. Obviously, depending on the return, we'll see. But it shows the locker room that you are willing to commit to that group. And this is a piece that's going to be around for a couple years. This isn't a rental by any means, Jim.
No, it's not a rental. Got some term left. Like it by Darsh. Like it for the Islanders. They need guys with playoff experience in that room. I know that most of the guys have it, but that was a bubble. It was just COVID season, Shen's Cup. We know what he's done in St. Louis. So, Shen's been on the market. Interested to see what the return is. But I like this for both teams. To be honest, I think Shen.
Now, I do want to stress player approval is needed for this deal.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've seen this happen over the course of the last couple of days. That the deals are reported, and then the player says no thanks. Colton Parayko to Buffalo, and then Mackenzie Weegar eventually did waive his no trade clause. So it is not done yet.
And I just want to add, Nick, the Shen brothers have stated they've wanted to play together here for the end of their career, so we won't see it happen here in this situation with both on the move.
No, and both of them are not. None of them are pending UFAs, so it would require another move there.
On Luke Shen's part at this point of his career.
I'll be
Yeah.
back, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Give me a moment. So, Adonis, if you want to take over this, share this.
Yeah,
screen.
Adonis, if you can watch
sure.
the private chat there for Caesar to help out Nick.
But yeah,
Tim
no,
and
I
I
think
will
this
break
is a
some-
good. I think this is a good move for the Islanders if and when it gets approved. I like it. For them, it's gonna be like again a quiet day, but you know, hey, it's not too bad. But I think there'll be things trickling in as we get to the afternoon. Usually after the lunch break, you know, it's he's got a full no move. So I mean, if he doesn't want to go anywhere,
Brady,
yeah.
12 goals, 16 assists, 28 points on the season, 2 years at 6.5.
I want to see what Andy says because I'm texting him right now to see if
Andy
something.
McNamara, the Browns guy?
No, Strickland.
Oh, you're texting Strickland.
Yeah.
Wrong Andy. Knows a lot of Andys.
Well, Strickland was the one to tell everybody, well, hold your horses on Parenko. So.
Strickland, main St. Louis guy right now, but national stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, Rutherford was like all over it, but Strickland pumped the brakes.
Okay.
And what type of talking a little bit here? Hold on.
I wanted to ask, what's our immediate thoughts on Shen to the Islanders as a player?
I like it. I mean, I think it's a good move for them. Depth down the middle, right?
I really do want to see what the return is because
I mean, last year it was high for New Jersey. Like New Jersey wasn't willing to give up like a first-round pick and one of the top prospects.
The first-round pick at this point.
No.
His value was at the very highest last year with the Blues.
Yeah.
And I think that's when his name was very much in circles. And I don't think it would have been as much of a price. It would have been as much of a price.
I mean, Weeks is
last year around.
Yeah.
Just with the diehard thing, I don't think there's going to be big Panther moves unless the name is Bobrovsky. I wouldn't call Greer a big move. Fan base might think it's a big move, but it's not really a big move around the league. That's still a minor to moderate deal.
Yeah.
I don't know if this even matters, but the score app has just changed that said Daniil Tarasov is expected to start tonight.
Oh, I thought you were just going to say he's expected to be traded.
It's the score, so it could change.
Did it get updated now, or is that what it's been?
I don't know if it's what it's been, but
they didn't have a morning skate today.
What's that, Jim?
Didn't they not have a morning skate since they just played yesterday?
They didn't.
Yeah, so no one's going to know.
Saying that he wonders if the McMahon to Colorado was a bit premature on Pagnotta's part. Not sure that's done.
No, he didn't say. Pagnotta never said it was going to Colorado. He just said
Saravelli did.
Saravelli did. Pagnotta just said McMahon was on the move.
If I said Pagnotta, that's my mistake.
No, he just said, and I know the Oilers were trying to get McMahon too. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I know they always like to go projected, but unless Vegas is...
We have a minor trade. The Penguins are acquiring Elmer Soderblom from the Red Wings for
a
really pick.
Interesting.
Yeah,
the big guy. I think that's the guy that's 6'8" or something.
I mean, again,
is he brothers with Soderblom, the goalie?
I don't know.
Arvid Soderblom?
Yeah.
I'm actually on the game right now. Let me see if their initials are the exact same.
I'll be right back.
They are. I think they are brothers.
I want to see something.
That's definitely a buy low move there. I think that he just can't really put it together in Detroit. And I think that's been the case for many players that they've sold off.
No one knows what the starting goaltending situation is until tonight for Florida until we get past 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I'm not skepticizing about that whatsoever.
No. Look, I think Bob would look. I think I still am curious to see when Vegas decides to make a move on something. So 6.5 million.
How's your guys' mornings going?
Good. It was easy to catch up on some things. It was slow.
43 minutes to go here for the deadline again.
Frank Saravelli says Shen has waived his no trade clause and he's going to accept the deal going to the island.
All right, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Rosner, who covers the Islanders, said the same thing.
Did you guys get the Nemec thing when I stepped away there? From D'Lo?
What?
No, I guess not. Right here, Jim, for you.
It's gonna happen. Now, I don't know how it happen. I don't know if it happens today, but I think it's gonna happen at the draft. I think his time in New Jersey is done.
Where do you think he could go or like be effective and get some play time? That's really what his bid.
I think St. Louis, if the Devils can get Kyrou out of there, like
I think St. Louis would have to move Falk at that point because he's basically the same player.
Last year, and I know Carolina and Vegas are very quiet right now.
Well, I've always circled Carolina as a team that could do Kadri if they wanted to.
Vegas is definitely up.
And according to Ryan Rishaug, things can change quickly in the final push, but sounds like nothing is close with the Oilers as of now for an additional move before the deadline.
Nick, you know I'm not on my show during these long live streams. What's the news on Vinny Trocheck? Because I've said Carolina for him.
Carolina, Detroit. Carolina, Detroit right now. Boston is also sleeper.
Boston.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that's what Detroit could be up to right now. I mean, they and Carolina.
Trocheck Larkin kind of bring that in, the USA kind of little connection.
Yeah, I would also think if I am Carolina, I would really be calling St. Louis up and be like, look, what can I do to get Robert Thomas, Robert Thomas deal done today?
As soon as I pulled it up,
Mike Bartner
freaking out.
There he is, freaking out.
He tweeted out our tankathon video there, Nick.
Here we go.
It's the repercussions for it.
Is that getting traction?
I'll give it traction. I'm putting it out there in some places, but anytime people making fun of the
would you want me, guys? I have Cole Reinhardt on Puckpedia. I can pull up some of his numbers very quickly because I think he's a very interesting player or pickup for us.
If you've got anything to comment on it, I don't have a lot.
Matthew Joseph signed with Daily Kings.
Yeah.
So it's only an $812,000 cap hit.
Yeah.
6'1", 207 pounds. He's age 26, left shot winger, and so far he's not had an amazing macro season. He has only 3 goals, 7 points in 44 games with Vegas, primarily playing the left wing on the fourth line. I think that it can be some solid depth. I think he still has a place here where he can get some playing time. And I do think that all leads to AJ Greer being out the door, which I've held that opinion and that speculation since pretty much yesterday evening.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty clear, but I like this pickup. I'm actually a very big fan of this. I think it's a very buy low candidate. There's something here that he can definitely find in Florida. Maybe it's a play style fit. Probably more of a defensive player if he stays with this organization. But I don't know. I'm pretty surprised that they waived him because they've given a lot of trust in him. But I think that's a very, very nice addition for the team because I think that there's going to be many players that Zito's going to be looking at. Yep. We know he all loves his league minimum low players. That's what we got. Even though I heard your guys' discussion on the post game about it was a very big regret not keeping Kevin Stenlund. Still don't love giving a center at his age that much money in term. Now, he is better than I think he's better than no second one we've had, but I think these buy low candidates is what Zito's MO is. So that falls into line with what we need. And I think that Reinhardt, Cole Reinhardt can be a nice piece.
Comment here from our Swedish listener and viewer. Nick, panel, do you think Erik Karlsson going back to Ottawa one final year, then retire?
No.
I won't let our new Swedish listener know what I think of Karlsson, so you guys go ahead.
No.
I would love that, but no.
Yeah, I would love it too, but I don't think it's happening.
I mean, that was a top 2 defenseman, arguably the best D.
But of course, the trade deadline day.
Hoffman's not there anymore. There's new coaches there now. There's new management now, new ownership, all of that.
I mean, Karlsson was a big reason why they got to the conference final in 2017.
Craig Anderson was the number one reason. But...
Yeah, but I'm saying Carlson playing on the torn Achilles that he had, was ridiculous. But I mean, could I see it? Yeah, but I think if Pittsburgh's gonna stay like this, he's not leaving Pittsburgh.
See here. Of course, on trade deadline day, the notifications on Twitter. Oh, they're back up. Perfect.
I'm trying to understand Diehard's question here, but I think I kind of get the gist of it. You have to go through, sometimes visa, travel.
Yeah, because I think Uyghur. I don't know if Uyghur's playing for
Utah, the visa issue with US stuff. Yeah, it's hard enough to mail a letter here now, let alone try to get your visa if you're trying to freaking cross the border.
Yeah.
Now, Uyghur used to play in the States, but that's a few years back now.
Yeah,
so
but
updated, right?
Yep.
No.
Some Blues aren't done, I was told.
Oh,
I think Falk is going. I think they got to kick the can with him.
Yeah, that could be a Detroit fit.
And he's making as much as Braden Shen, and he's been better than Braden Shen.
Falk to Detroit, Falk to Boston. Boston's really wanted Justin Falk.
Boston. I think he could have made sense for Edmonton, but now that they got Connor Murphy to go defensive route, it's completely out of the question. But I think Detroit, they have no pure puck movers on the back end besides a bit of Sider, I would say, but no one else on the right side is nowhere near as good as Sider. But I think that'd be a good addition.
Jim, we got Eric E here from Facebook. Is Bob getting traded? Now, I heard Rod Peterson's show yesterday for 10, 20 minutes, and he said, Jim says Bob to Vegas.
Well, I said
Go
Bob.
back and listen to his show. Go back and listen. He said Jim said Bob to Vegas.
I said Bob is a dark horse to go to Vegas.
Okay, I didn't hear the word dark horse. It wasn't quoted.
Well, that's my words exactly are this. Look, I've always said this. I've always wondered about Vegas and Bobrovsky. If they can make it work, that would make sense to me.
Okay. I didn't hear the word dark horse. I heard only bits and parts, but I heard Bob to Vegas, Behringer. I'm like, Jim's been telling me Florida, and that's what I feel. Florida.
I feel Florida. I'm just saying if there was a team he was going to get traded to, it'd be Vegas.
Yeah,
speaking on Florida, do you sense anything with Greer? Obviously, we know the roster management thing. With maybe like a Samoskevich or a Boakfist?
I think Seattle wants to Seattle is trying to like Smacky. I know Montreal's called on Greer a couple of times.
Okay.
That would be a good fit for them in their bottom six. I know they have Blais and all those guys, but Greer's different. That gives them something that he's got. That guy can actually play in your bottom six.
Yeah. Sorry guys, I'm back. Do you see potentially Boston doing anything where they're in the standings potentially?
I think that Justin Falk trade, if they can get it done, if they want to do it.
Do you see them maybe getting Greer back? Because I know he was.
I think that's a possibility for Don Sweeney too. I really do. I think that's a move for them.
I agree, Ryburn. Like the Panthers' cupboard is pretty bare, and when it comes to defensive prospects with picks, even that you can accumulate to move in deals later this summer, to move up in the draft as well, Panthers can start to consider that if they can get a couple more picks here. Right, those second-round pick varieties.
Yep.
Maybe a third or a fourth as well today. If you can get someone to throw something at you for Boquist or one of these depth defensemen that really Florida does not need.
No,
they really do not need.
Aiden, if you're seeing something, just put it in the private chat.
So per David Gordon,
it's not that.
Currently waiting to hear from Bill Zito today. So
I mean, I know I have a call like after 3:30 with. I know Tom Fitzgerald will be doing his media press availability.
Oh, you got to cover that.
At 3:30. Well, I have to go jump and do something in like a couple minutes. So
tell us what Fitz has to say.
Yeah,
Jim, I wanted to say you're a celebrity in my family.
Why?
Oh wow.
Oh wow, nice.
They posted that in my group chat.
That's sick.
They're diehard Islander fans, so
there you go. I mean, I've been hot. I'm gonna say this. I've read Twitter about this trade already, and I take Twitter with a grain of salt because half the people on there claim to know what they're talking about and don't know what they're talking about.
Please,
Everybody,
yeah.
everybody's like, "Oh, ever since Matthew Darsh drafted Matthew Schaefer, he hasn't done anything good for the Islanders." He actually has done good things for the Islanders, and the team is actually performing. And the best thing he did was keep Patrick Waugh.
Yes.
So
A lot of people question that.
Every team's hitting a wall right now in the Eastern Conference outside of Columbus. Like every team's hitting a wall. Yeah, like every team hit a wall. The Islanders are allowed to hit their wall.
Yeah. I mean, things might be looking different if Florida would have won at least 3 of the last.
Yeah.
If they would have got some points here, because I mean, the East is not.
Think about it. New Jersey just won 3 straight games. If they go through the weekend and other teams lose, they're 5 points out.
Yeah, Columbus is only what?
A point behind Boston, and they just took Connor Garland away from Boston. So that's a lot. You want to remember what I told you about the return was going to be for last year for Braden Shen? How I said it was like a first-round pick and a prospect and something else? The Islanders just gave up a first, third, and a prospect for Shen.
Which prospect?
I have to find out.
Wow, okay.
Just a shade over 30 minutes to go here. We've had 50, 60 people consistently in the chat. Make sure to thumbs up.
But I got to jump off. Maybe how long are you guys going for? Maybe I'll jump back on later.
Probably
3:15, 3:30. We'll hop off.
If not, we'll talk to you tomorrow night then.
Yes, sir.
Sounds good.
If you guys are doing pucks after dark, I'll jump in and talk
tonight. To we're going to be on Spaces post game, so we're breaking stuff down over there. If more stuff happens here, Jim.
If not, well.
And Saturday.
I cannot believe Braden Shen fetched a first, a third, and a prospect. That's
wow. If that's the case,
outrageous.
So, anyway, I gotta go. I gotta run, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Take care, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay, bye-bye.
Wow, that's crazy, guys.
Oh, which one?
I think we need to go back to LTIR and double retention because last deadline was so much fun. I think it's become so boring now. This is what happens when the NHL does this.
No, great.
I was thinking for a second. I was thinking for a second that he posted the bye AJ, and then he was about to be traded because we were all so quiet. So it was kind of a somber moment.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get moved. Maybe. I mean,
yeah, but I just feel like all these buy low candidates we're getting right now. We got 2 already. I just feel like it's taking away too much space.
But it could be also that we're shutting guys down too. So
yeah, but if that's the case, I'm all for that. I'm all for giving Cole Reinhardt a chance in the middle 6. Give Hinostroza a chance in the middle 6. Whatever they want to do.
Listen, if you're listening on the radio, you're not going to know the difference. It's right? Just going to say Reinhardt.
Reinhardt for Reinhardt here.
It's Reinhardt.
Reinhardt from the slot.
Oh, Frank Saravelli says, "Oh, I was right. Reinhardt was going to be moved from Florida." He said that.
Give me a break. Stop it.
I gotta do Cody's favorite. Here comes Bennett, and it goes over the net. There you go.
Well, that happened last night.
You know, when I saw the game yesterday and Bennett missed the net on that nice through between the defensemen, I thought of Cody. Just like him going.
He's like this.
Yep, exactly like this. Yep, love Cody though.
I mock everyone. Sorry if that's rude.
No, you're good.
Shout out to our guy Matthew H. I got to do this. Good luck to Matthew McCarty, who's golfing in a very good tournament. I don't know the name of the tournament.
Matthew's been meeting up with PGA players at this Bay Hill event, I believe it is. So.
Wait, keep that comment up.
I know Matthew's sweating his ass off outside. It's hot here.
How hot is it?
It's hot.
I need to pop one for him.
Hey, the famous Arnold Palmer there.
I need to pop one for him.
Palmer. There we go.
It's actually one of my favorite drinks. When not on the keto. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in to us here on the Cats and Rats podcast and on the Big C show here on Facebook as well. It's been a little bit quieter than it has been last year. But then again, remember, last year it was all the way up to the 3 o'clock dot on the dot.
Kirby, don't pay any attention to that.
On the chat, don't look at the chat.
Don't pay. That's nothing. There's nothing to that.
Okay. I'm not going to break anything. You and Caesar have that. But Caesar, just to your point there, after the deadline, you're right. But right now we're hitting the busy stretch, which usually is annually every trade deadline. We're just under 28 minutes to go here. And this is the next 10, 15 minutes can be very busy here. So you guys get ready. If I'm wrong on that, then I'm wrong. But if nothing has happened to this point, things are going to start.
During these next 30 minutes, a lot of teams are starting to finalize the deals.
Yeah. Well, even the next 10 minutes here.
Yeah, the NHL is trying to make sure that they
have the day I had the Brad Marchand trade. Did occur.
Buzzer beater.
It actually came in after 3 o'clock.
Yeah, it was like 3:04.
So was Panarin. So was Panarin. Panarin of all players had to get announced by Adam Schefter, who's an NFL insider.
Which was really odd.
Yeah,
sorry, Elliot Freeman, but you got beat there, bud. Sorry.
Yeah, some of these guys breaking news now, even in the Florida local market, aren't covering hockey full time. It's pretty wild.
So, and yeah, it could start rolling here within the next hour. We just
about time. I'm waiting for it.
I remember you saying that last year.
Yeah, all right. There you go.
All of a sudden.
But here's the thing, Caesar. I don't think we got anything to look forward to as Panther fans this year. So,
honestly, this is the calmest I felt. Last year, I was nervous because we didn't know what we were going to do, if we were going to buy. We knew we were obviously going to buy, but who were we getting? And it was just
little did some people know, right, Kerb?
Yeah, guys, I just got some TSN stuff here for tracking. 10 trades, 16 players, 5 picks. Deadline deals in 2019, there was 19. In 2020, there was a record high of 32 like there was in 2022. 2021 was 17. 23 was 21. 24 was 23. And last year was 24. So again, the record was in 2020 and 2022 with 32 trades. We're at 10 right now. We're way below the average here of around 20,
especially with being salary cap compliant in the playoffs. I think that's going to hurt a lot of teams.
So this has cut it in half here up to this point.
This is what I said. I wrote about this. I made a presentation about this in one of my classes about the salary cap loophole being implemented. I just had the feeling that there's never been a major issue surrounding it. And I feel like it was a very reactionary decision for the NHL to intrude upon it and have to put a piece of duct tape over it, kind of seal this issue. But now I think they're reaping the ramifications of it, where it's a bit slower, maybe. But again, I think they love engagement with the trade deadline. I think it obviously boosts a lot of views and attention. But at the same time, I think you have to consider, if you want both fairness, equality amongst teams, while you get viewership and profit from your league, basically, it's a business. It kind of doesn't collaborate with each other very well.
I want excitement. I don't give a damn about this.
Well, exactly.
Listen, I was pissed off when Tampa was using the LTIR, and now I'm not, because we did too. So I want it again. I want it every year. Would you rather have excitement? Or would you rather have? And let's be real here. Most of these teams complaining about the LTIR aren't good enough, even with it.
No. Everyone can abuse it. That is exactly what I said. Everyone can abuse it. If you're not at the same level, it's your mistake.
Yeah.
It's not your limitations of the league. It's not whatever rules are implemented or basically the jury you have to follow. It's kind of just there to be used, and you don't use it. So then when it's all closed and your opportunity, it's like a life situation. It can be a perfect analogy for life. When an opportunity is there, it arrives and it goes. Then in the back half of your mind, you're basically full of regret. But then you start making excuses to cooperate with this situation and this sort of realization that you've fallen into. I don't mean to get philosophical about that, but that's kind of how realistic I approach it. So now when the NHL wants to rectify a lot of what they set up. I just can't really understand and wrap my mind around that. But again, if they believe this makes for more entertaining hockey, then who am I to say? Because I'm a viewer. But I just like to share my opinion. And I said in that class that I think they're very conscientious of what viewers think and what they believe behind the scenes. Not so much gossip, but more so just personal opinion. And I think that plays too much of a role in their decision making. So I am a bit disappointed and let down with kind of how it's affected trade deadline day, which is a big day for the community of the NHL to come together and sort of celebrate all these moves and be excited with one another, besides being aggressive with each other, put their aggressions aside. But unfortunately, it seems that that's not the case this year. But we're still here. Hopefully something, who knows? I'm speaking a bunch of crap right now that something massive is going to drop, a nuclear weapon, maybe. Who knows? But
Well, you know, and kind of like I want to kind of get into.
I just want to comment on Eric's thing there, just really quickly, and then jump in. I don't think I'm taking Buffalo to do much in the playoffs if it's a matchup against Tampa. If they win the division, hey, that might be a win for them. But a matchup, I'm not going to go that far. Caesar, go ahead.
No, and kind of going to back what Aiden was saying.
That's right, Ben.
There we go.
I told everyone take it in.
Olympics. Having energy is overrated.
That's why I stay present. I miss the Olympics.
I can't have that nervousness and on edge feeling.
D'Lo,
I don't mind that.
Where are you hearing that?
Okay. I haven't seen anything yet.
Neither have I.
Ryan's hopping with joy, but you gotta see.
Man, Elliot Friedman's been a little late on a lot of these trades here, guys.
TSN trade breakers are saying something right now, but I'd have to go on mute.
We'll go on mute.
It's on Daily Faceoff per D'Lo.
I think they're talking about Shen right now. So
no, nobody cares. I'm joking.
But as I was saying, it's gonna be very strange not being in the playoffs this year. And I was watching the game last night, and as much as I want to tank, and I said this on when you guys went on after, I hate losing, regardless of what position we're in. I'm just such a big Panther fan, and just seeing us lose, even though we all want to tank, we want to get that top 10 pick, right? It just eats me alive, man.
Ryan said that now. I can take a break from the nervousness, but I'm with Caesar on I wanted to be in the historical perspective of making playoffs on a back-to-back cup year. Whether we fall short in the first round, we still get the rest, everyone.
Yes.
Fall short in the first round, 5-6 games, you're still getting that rest and that recovery. So that's going to be hard to adjust to.
But on the other hand, it's really good to see Sanders Vilmanis just doing really good things. And I know a lot of us here didn't think he would stay up. I was one of those guys that, was like, hey, this guy's going to stay on the team. This guy's going to take a roster spot. I'd rather have him be on the team than being in the AHL. And he's doing a pretty good job here with the team. And
he's been
guys
excellent.
like him develop after having a rough season last year in the AHL is really good to see as well, especially with a lot of our guys long term.
I love this, RC.
I just want to say here as well, Panther fans have not looked at this. I'm probably one of the few. Do you want Bob going out in a baseball hat, backing up Daniil Tarasov, who will never go down in Panthers history and lore? Or do you want him to go down in a playoff round as back-to-back Stanley Cup champions and get scored on in an overtime game where he tries to make a miraculous save, but he has nothing left in the tank? I would rather that situation.
Yeah, well, I don't want to have my heart broken in real life, so I like a slow process.
I'm with Kirby on that one.
I like a slow process. I don't like sudden.
Which one would you rather have, Nick? Option 1 or option 2? Him going out.
So you'd rather just him? We have a bad season this year, and then he goes.
Look, would I have wanted to make the playoffs? Yeah, but I mean, again, I wanted to at least give ourselves a chance.
But I'm being realistic. Option 3 to win the cup. We're probably not doing it this year with all the injuries. But I would rather have option 2, where he goes out falling on the sword, so to speak, not like last night.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing with you, Curb.
Some Kadri talk going on here. I don't know exactly what.
Pierre LeBrun says right now there's nothing on the Robert Thomas front, man. Are we gonna get like this? Is this it?
This is the buzzer beater, and then that's the buzzer beater right there.
I don't know if the goaltending has been confirmed as of yet. They're probably going to do it after.
Yeah, I'm sure Zito will say it in his little press conference today. So
if
you guys see that happen, you can kind of listen to that at the same time. And
hey, Antonio, I hate to break it to you, buddy.
It's not going to happen, buddy.
I hate to break it to you, buddy. You better start looking at next year.
I got an idea for Antonio.
It ain't happening.
We just need Antonio to chirp us all playoffs long when we're doing live streams. That's all we need.
I need you to start hate watching Florida. Well, not hate watching, cheering for Florida.
So I got a proposal for Antonio. We'll give you your top 10 first round pick if you give us Spencer Knight back.
I thought you would say Connor Bedard.
I mean,
Spencer Knight back. Okay.
I just requested a follow Vinny Hinostroza's account's private, but hopefully he can connect with his fan base.
And Antonio would have to take your deal now, Caesar. He can't wait till the draft lottery has been.
He would have to take it right now.
Not later.
Not later. Hey, Ryan's with me on that one, right?
But I don't know if I like that, Nick, because the Cats and Rats have been projecting the Florida Panthers as the number 1 overall.
Yep, that is right.
So then, would you take the number 1 overall pick or Spencer Knight?
Not number 7, not number 2, number 1.
So then, would you guys rather take the first overall pick or Spencer Knight?
Oh, yes. First overall pick, the second overall pick. You could argue the third.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Ryan, I still love Spencer Knight.
I think me and Ryan are on the other side. I would rather.
Ryan is? Oh, Ryan is. Okay. Get it on the record so I can put it on the screen, Ryan.
Hey, you guys.
Ryan has a man crush on Spencer Knight. That's why.
That's ridiculous. Even I wouldn't bring back my favorite players for the first overall pick. Give me a break.
There's literally not anything going on right now.
Nick, it's still some time. There's still some time.
Give us some stuff that's going on.
You guys.
I asked about Kadri.
Nick does this every year, where it's like,
I need him to look at the breaking trade stuff, but let me know what's going on. We're at commercial break.
There's literally no.
TSN is at commercial. There's probably nothing.
I think Elliot Freeman fell asleep, not Bill Zito. I mean, crap.
Oh man, the
sports. Freeman wakes up from a nap. He's got like 350 text messages. Here's this. Here's this. Here's this. Here's this.
There's some deal going on in the chat. I don't know what the deal is, but there's a handshake agreement here.
So yeah, I want to know. Chicago picks number 1, Florida picks number 2. That's what Antonio's saying.
Who does Antonio want? McKenna? Is McKenna going to help Bedard? Like, I think you need some veterans in Chicago there.
Caesar, if there's not going to be anything trade happening for our hockey team, Kirby, Caesar, maybe a big trade could happen for our football team.
Hey, the Green Bay Packers just released one of their best defensive ends. Gary, dude, what the heck is going on over there?
Oh, wow. Nope, nothing.
So I mean, I know we were talking about that Crosby deal, but if the Packers defensive end was released, that's a guy you could pick up free agency.
We're now into the NFL trade talks, the NHL trade deadline.
Hey, I'm excited, so I'm going to be talking about it on my channel next week. Every Monday at 8 p.m. we go live. And next Monday I actually have a special guest here. Miami's WSBN Josh Mosher will be joining us, and we'll be talking about the Panthers and obviously the Dolphins and any NFL news and combine and talk about different prospects and stuff. So be sure to join us on the Big C show every Monday at 8 p.m.
Deal.
It'll be Monday.
Gotcha.
Mondays.
Deal, Antonio.
Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button as well on our channel, BigCeaz's channel as well.
I'll say this, and I want to shout out our guy Jamie, maybe not for the positive reasons. He asked me that if Bob were to get traded, I would shout him out on the live, and that if he doesn't, he'll take responsibility for it.
This is what Jamie said to you.
We have We have an update from David DeWark. But by the way, Jamie, nothing's happened yet, so your take might have been cold there. As we inch closer to 3 p.m., David DeWark says he's told Florida has continued discussions regarding AJ Greer, but while things may have seemed close earlier, no deal has been agreed to. We'll see how things play out in the next 15 minutes.
And shouts
I
out
still
to
think he's
Armando
going.
here. As of right now, the Florida Panthers have 19 players under contract come next season. 13 forwards, 6 defensemen, 1 goalie. The
No
cap is
goalies.
projected to be
0
10
goalies.
What's 0 goalies? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So the cap is projected to be 104 million. Could be higher. They have just under 15 million to sign. A center, a 6th, and a 7th round defenseman, as well as their starting backup goaltender.
There's a nice positive.
12 minutes to the trade deadline.
Man.
So
Holy crap. This day went so fast.
The biggest deal, yeah. The biggest deal was last night with John Carlson, and then I guess
And then today with Braden Shen.
Would be the 2 big deals.
I wanted to ask, what does everyone in the chat and even right here think of John Carlson going to Anaheim? I think that's a great addition.
I wonder, it's going to help their power play and stuff like that. Is he going to kind of mentor, Jackson Lacombe, take a little bit off of the younger blue liners in Anaheim for ice time and stuff like that? But I also wonder what he has left. I haven't watched him super close this year, so kind of what he has left in that gas tank. And, it's a good addition for a team that might just want to get into the playoffs and have a solid 1 round. I think,
Weird deadline. I agree, D'Lo. I think weird. I think the first year, the new rule, I think this is how the NHL loses. Just talk about the ratings. I think this is how they can lose ratings by boring stuff like this. And by the way, according to Anthony DeMarco, he's told the Flyers are not moving Rasmus Ristolainen.
Really?
They did not get their price. So, wow. I don't know what Danny Briere.
So it started as kind of a buyer's market, then switched to a seller's market, and then back to a buyer's market where you're not seeing these teams. There is teams that are selling here. They're not getting the price they want. Like Calgary here, are they going to be upset if they're not moving Coleman and Kadri here? Now they did move Uyghur.
There is a chance that all 4 of the guys on our thumbnail don't get traded.
Yeah, that's something. Hey, we wanted to name the guys that were going to be available today, so we hit that out of the park quite well.
Yeah, that's on me. I petitioned for those guys to be on the thumbnail, so you guys can blame me. Don't worry.
Well, when Jim did come in here, we did get some trades, so I don't know if you want Jim to rush back in here for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, please kick me out, and then something massive is about to drop.
So
Carlson, he's missed 6 games compared to Chychrun, but he's only 3 points behind Jacob Chychrun. He's been neck and neck. I think it's been at 1A, 1B in Washington for the entire season. And I think Jacob Chychrun's kind of come into his own. When I know you guys are a bit lower on him, how he played. I did not think he played very well in the Carolina series.
Playoffs last year.
Yes.
Lost in all the shuffle, by the way. Jordan Eberle, once again at the deadline, as he did 2 years ago, signs a 2-year extension with the Seattle Crap.
I forgot to mention that, but I thought that was a captain that was going to get moved, and I think he has a lot of value still. He's still a good player. He's still a solid player. It's just I can't really see that's basically a microcosm of Seattle being a directionless team. I can't really see what pool of rebuild or competitive sort of edge.
More leadership there with Eberle. I feel like they're not getting that accomplished. However you want to put that, if that's tangible, if that's abstract. Whatever you want to say, I think they need more leadership.
Yes.
Still trying to find that.
Yeah, because their best players are pretty young. I mean, Vince Dunn, I think, in my opinion, I think Vince Dunn's their best player. I think he just plays on a bad team, and I think he's got a lot of talent. If he went elsewhere, I think he'd be a very good player.
He might slot down 1 or 2 spots lower, but he's still up there. Playoff.
Oh, for sure.
Or a championship team. No.
Mike Bardner is a very high on him. He's a number 1. I don't know if I go that far, but I say kind of a forcing low end number 1. But He's
Yeah,
definitely
I'm
Montour.
high on Duns and Durzees and Monteurs, but I'm not calling them number ones. But I'm like, they
Yeah.
can make they're a difference maker type of the blue line.
Absolutely.
Shade Theodore's been another that I've always been on.
Also, Pagnata reporting Canes are likely out on Trocheck. So, Kirby, I don't get my prediction. Neither do you. So,
I just want to take a quick second here to shout out to Canes, where they'll be hosting our very own Florida Panther Sandersville Manis. It is a free meet and greet and autographs with donation. So make sure you bring your donation of teddy bear, and it has to have the tag on it. So all proceeds will go to the Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital. I will be there as well, helping them out with the cause. It should be fun. So if you guys are in South Florida and want to meet Sandersville Manis, a great opportunity to talk to him about, potentially here in the future with Florida Panthers. And also, more importantly, it's going to a good cause. So definitely come out, guys, and support Caneswear, as they've always been a great sponsor here for the Cats and Rats podcast and the BigCeaz show.
Thank you very much, Cease, and a shout out to our guy Jeremy Beckham as well.
Yes.
And if we could, not a ton of action right now, but Kirby, I did want to get this. Did you want to hear a word from our sponsor?
You can get them through, yeah.
We'll get a word from a couple of our sponsors, starting with Caneswear.
Panthers fever is here. Are you geared up? Caneswear in Davie is the place for all your Florida Panthers needs. They have the latest gear for our favorite NHL team. Jerseys, polos, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. Caneswear has you covered. Stop by their store in Davie or at pantherswear.com. Again, that's Pantherswear, WEAR.com for all your Panthers gear.
And a word from another one of our sponsors, Jeremy Beckham. Champions don't settle, and neither should you. Let me introduce Jeremy Beckham at BigCeaz FLA, bringing a competitive edge to South Florida luxury real estate. If you want a home that performs in all three zones, location, lifestyle, and long-term value, Jeremy is your power play. The clock's ticking. Let's go for the cut. Reach out now at BigCeazFLA.com. And we are also giving away, courtesy of Andrew Hoffman and the Hobby Card Show, we are giving away this Brad Marchand autographed 8x10 photo authenticated by YSMS, your sports memorabilia store, the official merchandiser of Brad Marchand. The Hobby Card Show will be taking place this August 15th through 16th, 2026 at the Broward County Convention Center. All gold and silver members are automatically entered. We will be giving this away soon. Good luck and go Cats.
Thank you, Nick. One other housekeeping item as we have a moment here. Subscribe to our channel. Make sure to like this video, like our post-game videos. If you have not seen our last two post-game shows, the Tankathon is up there. We are 2 for 2 with the #1 overall pick. We're going to go viral here soon with it, if that keeps happening. Comment on these videos, helps with our algorithms, and also to answer some of your questions that you might not have been answered during our live streams here. You can purchase a super chat donation anytime. We appreciate all those donations that have come in here today. It has been really made it worth our time here, and we love hanging out with you guys regardless, so we appreciate all those donations. You can buy a membership like Nick alluded to, gold, silver, and bronze. You can upgrade membership. You can gift a membership to members of the community when you are live here on stream. We appreciate those gifted memberships and access to many other great perks ahead. We're going to be giving away Nick Bukestad military autograph jersey from our very own community member, JC, when Nick gets our graphic ready for us on that one. We will be
thanks.
Our next week here. Nick, we're also going to give away the Marchand thing here in the next week or two. We got to decide on the deadline on it.
Absolutely.
So a little quick nugget here, guys. Former Senators Cole Reinhardt joins his former teammate Donovan Sabrango in Florida. So they were teammates back in the day. Now they reunite again to be teammates here in Florida.
That's from Murray Pam. I've tried to get him on our content here, Nick, for our, I believe he's an Ottawa beat guy. But we did get on from coming in hot sends there, Brent Wallace. We had him, so that was great. Former TSN reporter, actually.
I'll see if I can message him, so he'll probably answer me.
Yeah, and we're looking to get Captain Lou on as well for our Detroit postgame show, maybe Tuesday night. We could get him to spin the Tankathon. He ain't thinking about tanking, though. The Red
I thought I was next.
They're going to the play. We might get him Tuesday night. We're not going to be live here tonight on YouTube. We're going to be live over on X post game for the Detroit Red Wing game here this evening.
So we're 3 minutes away from the
3
trade
minutes, yeah.
deadline.
Well, I was dead wrong on that period of activity. So we'll see what we have.
Yeah, we're gonna get a lot more
Right.
coming probably after the 3
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll stay on for about 15, 20, 30 minutes.
No,
something
we
like that.
know that the paperwork has to get through and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hold your
Hey,
horses, don't worry.
Kirby, I followed him now, and he follows me right back, just like
Who?
that.
Who?
Are you down?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. I think he covers Ottawa. I've talked to him a little bit. I've exchanged some messages with him. So yeah, does great work there.
Now it was around this time, and I mean 24 hours to the second, 365 days to the minute, day, hour, year.
Hey, Adam.
That we were all sitting here.
Actually, it was about this time I said,
Not this time.
what would you guys think if Brad Marchand
And Brad
was
Marchand became
after
Florida Panther.
playing on Four Nations? And, we didn't really think it would happen. A few minutes later,
Well,
Nick comes on and he's like, priceless. I'll
Gosh.
forever remember that.
That was an incredible moment.
No one gave me the heads up on that. That was just me in the moment.
Yeah, we got it, Kirby.
Well, I got some cryptic messages about Seth Jones. I didn't piece those all together. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Not saying that's from Nick. But I didn't get no news on the Brad Marchand stuff. So when I was live here, that totally hit me by shock, surprise, disbelief.
So this is from Bruce Garriock. I don't know how I didn't get this. But
yeah, Ottawa Sun reporter, I believe.
I don't know how I didn't get this. He says that sounds like the Detroit Red Wings, this was 14 minutes ago, emerged as the front runner for St. Louis Blues defenseman Justin Falk with 17 minutes to go. Nothing further has been reported, but we will see. And Pagnotta says it sounds like Trocheck and Ristolainen are not being moved. Wow.
I'm
I'm just
telling
saying
you
that
guys,
that's
it's not
a
going
that's
to
a
be that
big
much with the cap situation. Teams are hesitant.
1 minute to go here.
1 minute.
So could this be the year where there hasn't? Okay, real quick, over or under 16 trades after today? We're at
Under.
9 right now, right?
I got 10 here.
We're at 10. I think we're going to go over. I think we're going to get about
Really?
7 or 8 deals.
I'll go slightly under. We might get 4.
You know what? 5 to 6 deals. I think we'll go under.
I'm going.
Yeah, I said
That was
under.
a quick take.
I didn't want to say the other numbers.
I'll go here at 16.
Oh,
I think
boy.
we'll get 16 done.
This is what happens, by the way, for NHL. This is another talking point. They want to grow the game. They want to get more ratings. They want to make it more exciting. How you make it more exciting is not placing these new rules in place that prevent.
But
big
we were on
moves
the other
being-
side of that, Nick, when we were facing that with Tampa.
Well, and they didn't change the rule, right?
Right. But
they didn't change the
now
rule.
that we're on that same side of it, now it's all of a sudden it's like, hey, maybe we should have kept that rule here. So
Pierre LeBrun says the
3 p.m.
Florida
boys and girls.
Panthers are currently focused on trying to resign Sergei Bobrovsky.
They should be. This is good news.
As expected.
This is good news.
Bobrovsky.
Sergei Bobrovsky. Still a Panther.
Kirby,
as of now.
real quick, Murray Pim, did I say his name right? Yeah. So he said he'll be on with us next week after this weekend. So I got you guys.
What are we talking about?
Murray, the Senators writer.
Are we doing anything with the Ottawa? We can
No,
have
but we
one.
could talk hockey and
Okay. See, they're working deals. Huh?
Hey,
No, I want.
I don't stop.
No, I wanted him on for our division preview show in the past, but I think his schedule didn't panel. But
All right.
oh, there we go. Thanks.
Yeah,
fast.
and Caesar.
You're welcome, guys. Hey,
have
loves
to
Big
bring our
Cheese.
boy
I
Zach
got to
Phil-
use that to my advantage, right?
We got to bring our boy Zach Phillips on. Again, who do we? I wanted
Again,
to bring
guys, no surprise. Bob is staying. We all knew that was going to happen. I think a lot of people freaked out yesterday after signing the veteran Russian goaltender for a two-way deal.
Hold on. We're calling it already. Nick, Bob is staying.
Pierre LeBrun put it out. I told you it would be a big shock if it happened. I don't think it happens.
Yeah, I think he gets his
You don't
deal.
want to.
It wouldn't be surprising if he signs a deal here at the trade deadline.
Hey, Caesar.
Oh, okay.
Something in the chat.
Wait, I sent you the wrong one, but
okay, thank you. It's all right. We'll just go ahead and start with the.
Justin Falk's being traded to the Detroit Red Wings. So Detroit finally does something. Justin Falk. So a bit of a sell here. Not a bit, a big sell. Start to the sell for the St. Louis Blues. And Justin Falk has been rumored for a while, all year. He's finally on his way out. He's headed to the Detroit Red Wings. And it looks like there was a mistake with the Avalanche. Colorado Avalanche aren't getting Bobby McMahon. The Seattle Kraken are.
What?
So, yep. Bobby McMahon is going to Seattle Kraken. So
for Elliot Friedman.
Hey,
you guys wanted action? We got action.
So we get a couple of different news things here, which is good. I'm sure. Well, that's two right there, right? Well, we counted one, right?
So
what was that?
12. So that's 12. Okay. What do you guys think of this deal? McMahon to Seattle? Does this stop the potential of Sam Escevich going there now?
Not necessarily.
I wouldn't say so. I just feel that
are done for the day. This is when you start to hear if teams are done for the day. There's going to be it's a second and a fourth round pick for McMahon. Wow,
Nick. So I want to ask about that. They did not want to move Ross Colton from Colorado. Is that the reason here?
I don't know.
But Jim was.
And also a couple of other things. Quiet day for Calgary.
I'm kind of surprised at Colorado with all the cap room that they have. They haven't done more.
How much do they have there, Aiden?
I believe they were like 10 million under the cap.
Let me see Colorado right now. Would you want me to pull it up, or you just say it right now?
You can just say it if we don't.
Current cap space, they are just under 7 million, 6.94.
That's a lot of money there.
But it is. I'm actually very, very startled at that. But their projected cap space is only at 1.518.
So that's why Colton or someone had to go.
Another deal has just gone, Nick.
Ooh.
Where?
Let's see here.
I think it's the same one.
Oh yeah, to Detroit. Okay, that's the same one.
Yeah, it's a first and a third to Detroit.
A first? Oh my, that's incredible.
Wow, that's crazy
for St. Louis at first.
Price for Falk as a Panther fan or even as a hockey fan. I just thought he was overvalued in this kind of market, and I don't know how much of a difference maker he is at the latter stage of his career here to garner.
Also of no,
oh yeah.
No word on if AJ Greer got moved before the 3:00 deadline. We're gonna.
So it's still up in the air.
Still up in the air. Obviously, deals can roll through, but there was something going.
Maybe they just didn't get enough.
Could be, yeah.
Where Florida's like, we're not gonna just lose them just to get whatever, And if that's the case, maybe that's an indication of they wanting to sign them next year too.
I don't know. From my mind, I feel that getting value for Greer was probably the best option if we wanted to recuperate assets and ready up for another season. But if they do trust him a lot and they are very high on him, it seems that's the case. I'm not going to.
I do know from close intel, who's really good friends with him. He really loves Florida. He doesn't want to leave.
Okay.
And that goes to maybe potentially signing a team-friendly deal. Maybe a 1-year deal to stay one more year and see what he does.
I would be shocked if he signed a 1-year deal, because then that goes into age 30. So
For sure.
There's another one.
Yeah, Caesar.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Ryan Strome is going to Calgary. I don't know. This was out of nowhere, leaving Anaheim. They're clearing cap, but I'm not really sure what's going on here, unless there's a player coming from Calgary going to Anaheim. I don't really know
who that is. Blake Coleman would be a lateral move. Now, Kadri, that would be a bigger move.
Is this potential for Kadri moving here?
Oh, we also have an update. Justin Holl is going to St. Louis.
They're dumping his money. That's incredible. They dumped his horrific contract.
So they've got rid of Hall. They've got rid of Petrie. I'm trying to think who else they've moved out of there.
They've tried to fix that blue line.
Finally.
Very impressive for Steve Yzerman. I gotta give him credit.
We just got a text here, Kirby. Hold on. Give me 1 sec.
We'll update the Strome stuff on the banner there.
That's 13 trades now, guys.
Yeah, I said 14 to 15. We'll see if it inches to your guys' over under 16. Maybe.
I think Nick, you should have stuck with your over 16.
We'll see. Now, I don't know. I guess some of these minor deals can roll in where technically over 16, like it's 4 hours from now or something. Could, I guess, inch over that number. I'm kind of talking in the next half an hour. That's what my answer was to that. But okay.
Is this any of these trades shocking anybody in the chat, or got any opinions on it? Because I feel
we also have
Oh,
transaction news for Florida. They sent Sandis Vilmonis and Tobias Bjornfoot to AHL. This is probably just to make sure they can play for the playoffs. I think that's probably what this is for the AHL playoffs. So
the Bobby McMahon deal is a second and a fourth. The Leafs don't end up getting a first. And
they traded Ryan Strome to Calgary for a 7th-round pick.
That's puzzling.
They're clearing cap?
Is it Ryan Strome playing regular minutes for Anaheim?
No, he's not. He's been either injured or he's been scratched for most of the year.
Okay.
Now I'm looking at daily faceoff. No, he's in the lineup. But he's on the third line.
But if you can pull up his game log there, Aiden, or what he's been.
That's probably a guy that can get flipped next year. You're going to see some of these guys for Calgary with turns.
Or in the summertime, you mean?
Or summertime. Definitely flip next year.
Oh my man, he's been horrific. He has 3 goals, 9 points in 33 games. -5. Don't look at plus minus, but he's 32 years old, 6'1".
AJ Greer was not traded.
I said he might not get traded.
Okay, so more things coming in. Jonathan Drouin is going to St. Louis. AJ Greer has not been traded, and Vincent Trocheck has not been traded.
I just want to throw another name in there. We haven't talked about him at all here in the last 2 hours, Nick. Everyone, make sure to give us a thumbs up here. Appreciate it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Nick, any word on OEL?
Nothing yet. I'm trying to find that out right now.
That's the one I'm surprised, right? I think that one I'm, especially with what Toronto is in that position.
Minnesota done for the day, so Minnesota doesn't get a second line center. Wow.
Oh, that's Bill Guerin. Are we surprised or at all?
Here's from Frosty.
I don't know. A lot of these teams, man, they just
Calgary. They have moved Anderson. They have moved Uyghur, but they had more players to move. So you can kind of look at that 2 different ways. But the Rangers with Trocheck, I thought.
Who didn't do anything unless something changed. I mean, I'm sure they did something. If Carolina didn't do anything, I know they got freaking.
Well, they got Delorier,
but come on, man.
That's a 4th line. That's a fringe.
Did you want Carolina to go after a goalie? Because I'm like, that just muddies the water more. If you're going to go get a goaltender, you already got.
No, they found something with Bussy. Even though I'm skeptical of him, I value Sam. Again, I think every fan should value sample size for goalies, but I think they found something there.
New Jersey's also done for the day. No Hamilton or Nemeth moves. So
but I've been with Jim that he's going to get moved to the draft. I think that's the most likely option for him. But I do think Simone Nemeth. I think he's going to be out at the draft. That's what Jim hypothesized. But I agree. I think his time there is pretty much done. He can't get play time. There's too many guys on the right side to give him minutes. So, but I thought they were going to move Dougie and they were going to give the reins to Simone Nemeth right off the bat. But
are you surprised?
I'm with Frosty. I said Trocheck for Carolina. So
are you surprised Carolina didn't trade for Trocheck, another center? I mean, they haven't had a
Halla stayed in Nashville.
Center at least.
Eric Halla stayed in Nashville.
I didn't think that was a name that mattered to Dick, but okay.
Yeah, no.
I gotta say, I mean, a lot of this is coming in. A lot of the guys that haven't been moved. No. I mean, it's a disappointment for an excitement standpoint. I don't understand
could be right back up. This could be just a roster move for the time being.
I don't understand some of this. I really don't.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of questions after this deadline on not like necessarily just losers, but like, why did this team not make this move? Why would they had this cap available? They had these assets here, but they're not going. Like, this is a year to me you need to go in.
Yeah, especially when you have, especially in the East. And you know what? Credit to Buffalo. They tried and then they pivoted. And I think they ended up, really getting a lot better at this.
I don't think it was as good, but they pivoted and
but they get some size that they got what they needed. They got what they needed. I think if you're Tampa, I knew they weren't going to do anything spectacular. Is this not a bit of a disappointment? I know there's been talk about
because it wouldn't be. So hold on, Nick. It wouldn't be a disappointment if they got like Blake Coleman, for example. That would be enough.
Yeah, I think that would have been a more sufficient trade, or a Bobby McMahon or something like that.
But that's one.
Yeah, I mean, Detroit. I mean, I guess they made a move. They went and got Justin Falk. I think they should have gotten another piece. Especially this year. I think this is the year for some of these Eastern Conference teams to go in. And
could Detroit have gone and got OEL and Falk? Like both?
Okay.
Nick, quiet.
Let him think. Let him think.
I can say it now because he tweeted about it. Hold on. Yeah. The Panthers are working on an extension with Sergei Bobrovsky.
Yes. You heard it here first, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
I got Shell pulled up, so I cannot wait to put in that extension for Mr. Bob.
Yes. Hey, we said this earlier, too. And, this could be a time where they sign Bob,
So that's from our guy, Jim Behringer, on Twitter also.
It's not surprising to me at all because the market for goaltending is thin right now. Like, what are you doing to pivot off from it?
Yeah.
Like going to get Jordan Binnington or friggin' Aiden Hall?
No. The guy's proven to be a...
Why are they going to get me? What the hell?
The guy's proven to be like the best player on the team in those Stanley Cup playoff runs. I mean, I go back to that one save against Tampa Bay 2 years ago. I mean, when this guy is on, he's
okay.
On.
Well, I don't want to interrupt here. Leafs traded Scott Lawton.
To who?
To who? We don't know. Pagnotta just said that the Leafs did get the Lawton trade done. And Derek Willis, Kirby, you probably know him, the voice of the NHL Flames on Sportsnet 960, quote tweeted the Ryan Strome tweet. From Elliot Friedman says this looks like the tip of the iceberg. So I'd imagine Calgary got some other moves done here. And we have the full trade, by the way, for the Islanders. It's Braden Shen for Jonathan Drouin, Marcus Gidloff, a goalie, a first and a third round pick.
Okay.
So you're starting to see deals come across the table, which is not unexpected at this time. I really wonder, Scott
hold on, Neri in the chat mentioned Levi earlier was available. We hadn't talked about it.
I don't know if anything got done there. We'll find out. Leafs traded Scott Lawton. I know LA and Tampa have been connected to him. I've heard that, but I don't know where yet.
Lawton, Maybe a 3rd round pick. What are we thinking?
I don't know.
They got him for. I mean, that was a
It's LA.
terrific trade.
A
It's
first.
LA.
I don't know. Do you think that?
Oh.
What did you think they're getting a 1st or 2nd back, Aiden?
Yeah,
They
and
probably
they
have
hear
to. I mean,
LeBron
that's
did.
not a very good contract that he's on. They severely overpaid for him. That was
I'll just
big
But you
mistake.
think 1st or 2nd?
I'll just say that the Leafs got rid of Grabenkin and a 1st for Scott Lawton last year,
Yes.
and now they move on from Scott Lawton.
But
A
Scott
year
Lawton,
later,
okay, but
they
hold on.
acquired
Scott
him a
Law-
year ago
Scott
today.
Lawton- Scott Lawton was supposed to be a top 6, top 9 guy. He played 4th line with Berube.
Panthers are also trying to re-sign AJ Greer, which is why he
Hey.
also didn't move.
BigCeaz W there. I said it. I told
you
you
go.
guys that he loves Florida from an inside source.
I'm
Doesn't
worried.
wanna
I'm
leave
worried.
here.
You said a 1-year deal. I'm worried if it's a multi-year deal. I do not want to overpay AJ Greer.
I don't
Maybe
either.
friendly deal
That's probably what
because
it's
he
going to
loves
be.
it too
But
much. I mean, I
But he's taking a friendly deal. He's turning down big money, potential money on the market.
that just goes to show you how much the Florida Panthers, how much South Florida means to him.
Well, didn't Ryan Lomberg mean stuff to South Florida?
Well, I mean, players think differently, Kirby.
That's what I'm saying. But he meant as much to the Panthers, if not more.
Obviously, but maybe, and Lomberg even said it himself. He loves Calgary. He loves the way.
Yeah, he's always going to have South Florida in his heart.
Yeah, I understand, but I honestly felt like he wanted to go back to Calgary. I had to do something with it.
I don't know. I think the money had a lot to do with it. Nick?
I know we had talked about a possibility of the Panthers moving for a defenseman. Nope, they're done. David Dwork says Panthers are done for the day. So that's it. Nothing for Florida. They got Vinny Hinostroza. Utah Mammoth are also done for the day.
you forgot Cole Reinhardt. Come on, man.
Are the Edmonton Oilers done for the day?
I don't know. I think. I don't know for sure.
Has Edmonton done enough? Ooh.
I don't think so.
It's gonna
I think they're trying. I think Edmonton is fully about improving team defense and PK. If you look at what the guys they brought in, they did bring in Dickinson and Murphy, who are instrumental in Chicago's very good PK this year. However, I do not think that they are needle movers enough.
Depth piece, right, Aiden? Like
Yes, these are depth pieces. These are not impact players. That's where I hold my stance with this. That this was not a great deadline for them. I can be optimistic because if all goes well and they win a cup, again, they can say it doesn't matter, but you still did waste a 1st round pick, and you could have very much put that in another package. And I said before, you kind of need much more improved.
We got some other news here.
Go ahead.
Blake Holman and Ryan Lomberg are staying in Calgary. Carolina is done for the day. And as we mentioned earlier, so is.
I'm just happy that Carolina had an awful deadline. That's all.
Guys, well, hold on. What's Blake Coleman's contract? Is he a pending UFA or he has 1 year left?
He has one more year after this.
Okay.
One more? Okay.
He has term. That's why I thought he was going to go to Dallas, and he was going to get for sure traded, where he would have. They would use the extra term to bank in more assets and much bigger return.
Would have given, just to jump in, Aiden, they would have given Calgary a 2nd round pick and a decent.
Yes. Oh, he's a very good defensive winger. He's been one of the best depth players, I'd say, in the entire league for quite some time since his Tampa days. I still think he has a lot of value in game left, and I think that was a player that I thought was impending to leave, but I was completely wrong about that, and I'll stand by that. But
I thought
I'm fine with that, but I really did think he was moving with the extra term. I thought he was going to go to Dallas, but Dallas instead turned routes to Michael Bunting. And I think Michael Bunting's a fine, okay 3rd liner, but I don't think he's a Blake Coleman who's much significantly
Is Dallas
better.
done? That's the question.
Good point, guys.
Oh,
Good point here by Frosty. Like next year, he's older, so I don't know what the return will be next year.
Yeah. I just think that many teams use term on players' contracts to orchestrate more return. I think that's something that
Tom Fitzgerald says he's confident he can get a deal done with Simone Nemec, and that he did not have Dougie Hamilton's name out there, that he was not shopping him.
Okay.
And obviously, we all said this the whole time. Shocked, Bob. We would be shocked if Bob got traded.
Yes.
This is from Dr. Kane here. This is pretty rich for me, Nick. For Greer, is that rich?
Yeah, no.
I'm
not a fan of these 3, 4, 5-year deals at 2.5, 3. But like we've seen them, Kirby. I know you're going to say Miles Wood. He's one of the guys that got them. Yakov Trenin. I mean, I don't know if that's a route I really want to go here. I mean,
remember,
I'm sure
the cap is going up.
Yeah,
you don't have to penalize yourself with the cap going up.
He's going to have to take I'd imagine he'd have to take a pay cut.
Like Gadjevich pay cut, he's going to get more, but like a Gadjevich.
But this could be a potential. Could they move Gadjevich?
And can I just say this on Bobrovsky? I'm glad we didn't move him because I think, number one, I don't want to see him on another team. But number two, I think that it was right to do, considering what he's done for our franchise, that that if he wanted to stay, which he did, then you do right by him.
I just couldn't imagine. I said this before. I said this beforehand with you guys. I can't see him moving his wife and his children this early in the year. I think that, and if he didn't move them, if they did stay in Florida, I can't really get behind the scenario of a player leaving a team and then returning back with a team that they got traded from. I think that's very rare. And people said that about Marchand, that he's going to go get this cup and he's going to go to Boston again.
I just cannot believe. I am shocked at, and I don't know if Tampa's done yet, so I'm not going to say them. Carolina. I mean, for the life of me, I don't understand it. The Florida Panthers aren't in the playoffs. Like, this is your opportunity to
this is a lack of confidence from
Tulsi, and you don't add anybody.
For sure.
You don't.
You think it's a lack of confidence from
that is crazy.
Tulsi? I think it's a lack of confidence from Tulsi.
I do not understand it.
Do you think it's a lack of confidence from Tulsi, or is it just they are very, very skeptical of how the year has played out, how much period has been going on? I don't think that should be going into any factor of buying at the deadline, but I am very shocked that they did not make any substantial moves at all. I think the roster is okay. It's fine for the most part, but as we said before,
I'm just going to be honest. I know they don't. Go ahead.
I've just said when we've eliminated them consistently, or they've been at early exits, it's just because their depth dries up and they have no players in the bottom half that can take them to the next level. But that's not really what I mean. That's what they should be targeting. It's just, in general, I don't think it's a great evaluation of their roster, but maybe they're just banking on the guys they have, the young players that they have in position, and they're going to take them to that next level. But I do agree. I am on that side that
also David Pagnotta says he believes the Capitals have another deal in the queue. For me personally, just speaking on, Cody. I mean, first of all, the people were shocked that Bob wasn't traded. It wasn't happening.
I'm not shocked.
I mean, there was no way. Like, when we heard Bob wanted to stay, that was it.
So one guy on the TSN trade bait board as of today was traded. It was Justin Falk. That's it, I believe.
Adding insult to injury about Carolina, you know what their current cap space is?
They got like $20 million, right?
15.
David Kampf to Washington.
On the move again.
From Vancouver?
Vancouver, right? Yeah.
He was bought out by the Leafs, and then he got picked up.
A quote here.
Why would Washington want him?
Then a quote here from Bill Guerin on his attempts to get Vincent Trocheck. I believe he says, "I thought winning gold with Chris Drury would have gotten me a little bit of a discount, but he wasn't in the mood." So,
what was the quote? I'm very sorry. What was the quote?
I thought winning gold with Chris Drury would have gotten me a little bit of a discount, but he wasn't in that mood. So we'll stay on here for another 5, 10, 15 minutes.
Very passive aggressive.
He was chuckling when he said it. And
go ahead.
He's not like Aho in the Eastern Conference press conference saying, "Oh, we shouldn't buy some big pieces. We should get lower pieces."
So, I mean, Chris
How do we feel,
Johnson.
guy?
For
How
a
do we feel,
sixth-round
everybody?
pick,
About
David Camp going to Washington. So they get a defenseman and a center in Camp and Lilligren in, Carlson and Dowd out.
Okay.
By the way, you guys know I was involved in the Chicago Rangers trade.
What?
Rangers trade.
I was involved in the Rangers Chicago trade. The guy's named he has my name, Aiden Thompson.
Oh.
Oh, he's going to New York, so I'm already here. He's like my doppelganger.
Oh, you're already there. Don't have to travel.
He's a projection of me.
So David Dwork with the Panthers are done for the day per sources. What do you guys think of the Florida Panthers here? Not making many moves other than adding players here.
Yeah,
trade deadline.
I think it was smart to stand pat. I mean, we didn't stand pat. I mean, you know, Petrie's gone. That was more of a favor to the player than I think us selling. Look, Caesar, we were kind of in a unique position where we don't need to sell.
Right.
Like there wasn't like it's if we don't get assets, then what? Then you lose AJ Greer for nothing. Like, okay, we're going to be contending for a cup next year. We're not worried about that. The Bobrovsky thing, I think who else is out there, and I think they trust him, rightfully so, with how goaltending has been historically, that he can bounce back. We'll see what happens there. I think that the players they brought in are more of a reflection of who's getting shut down, I'd have to imagine, right?
Yeah.
And it looks like Lucas Reichel's going to Boston for a 6th-round pick. Vancouver traded him. Vancouver also ended up hanging on to Teddy Bluger. That's according to Pierre LeBrun for the trade.
Boston makes a move here towards the end.
Boston, that's another team that didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was surprised.
It's another team. So, I mean, again, it's
Boston to me is a round 1 exit team. They are.
You know, Minnesota did a lot, but I'll compare it to what they did, and they got Quinn Hughes earlier in the year, right? So there's that. I compare it to what Winnipeg did. They added a bunch of these bottom 6 guys and these depth pieces, right? Did they get anybody in that second line center spot? I just cannot believe they did not.
But they added pieces. So you're saying you'd rather not add pieces if you're not going to add substantial pieces, is what you're saying?
I know. I mean, again, like
they had Brandon Tanev last year, right?
There's an extension for JG Pajot. Oh, they took it down.
Oh, I wanted him in Florida. So Nick, on the Boston front, Swayman's going to have to go God mode, I believe, in round 1, like Markstrom did last year. And guess what Markstrom got for Carolina? A 4 or 5 round exit against the Hurricanes. He's literally going to have to be like what Markstrom was against New Jersey. And that still won't be enough, I don't think, to beat Carolina or Tampa.
Oh, my gosh.
Sorry, I had to bring this back.
Jeez, Nick. You scared me, dude.
Oh, my God.
I'm about to fall out of my chair seeing this. Holy crap.
Yeah, 3-year deal, 4.85 AAV for JG Pajot. He's staying with the Islanders.
What's the deal? I'm sorry, Nick.
3 years, 4.85 AAV.
I think Mike Barner's got an extra.
With a full no trade clause the first 2 years, and then a 16-team no trade clause.
Mike Barner's gonna have an absolute meltdown right now. Hey, he made his little post about the Panthers, so I think it's a little.
Again, we have picks. I mean, what?
Oh no, I'm not calling him out about putting that video up. I'm just saying it's funny that he was.
We have picks. The prospect. Who were we going to trade to get? What were we going to get realistically for Bobrovsky and for Greer?
Bobrovsky would have been a 1st-round pick, and then at most, I think a 1st-round pick and then some C prospect. I think.
I don't even know if Bob would have fetched the first.
I was going to say at least the 1st round. You can't.
And I think Greer at most would be a 2nd, which is ridiculous because I know people gave. I'm just going to say it. I think the McCarron deal, getting the 2nd, is a poor management from Bill Guerin. It's not the seller's market. So I think because Bobby McMahon went for the exact same thing, and he's on a different stratosphere than Michael McMahon. Yeah. McCarron, excuse me, Michael McCarron. But I feel Greer is at most a 2nd-round pick. And when we have that in our bin to use for a future deal, I can't really see how that's going to majorly improve our team trying to chase.
We have a quote. Shoot. I don't know. No, that's from Will Manso, I think. Okay, so despite all the talk that always made the most sense for a team in a championship now window, those types of goalies, even at his age, don't grow on trees. Curious what Bill Zito says shortly at the press conference. So we're going to get the press conference here, I think, very shortly. And the Canucks did not trade Evander Kane or Teddy Bluger, by the way. So
Yeah.
there are just not a lot of moves this year.
Just remind Scott Laughton to the LA Kings.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sorry, that's on me. I didn't know where he was short.
And Cody, I said this. I mean, I don't know. I know people are going to be like, "Oh, this is what happens when those rules are in place. People don't like it." But yeah, this is what happens. So I'm not really sure. We said this earlier on the law thing. There's just no need for it. I mean, hold on. I'm just trying to make sure something here. Nope, nothing there. This is what happens when the rules come into play and the new LTIR rule and the salary cap, double retention rule. I mean, it's the first year. I wonder if GMs are going to adjust throughout the next couple of years and maybe make it more eventful. But this is probably going to set up for a pretty eventful offseason, I would say. And it's disappointing, though, because I think, like last year, how exciting the deadline was. You have like these Mikko Rantanens and the Brad Marchands. And then this year, who's the biggest guy traded? Freaking John Carlson. And he's 37 years old. Braden Shen. They had Quinn Hughes earlier in the year, right? But, I mean, you have a lot of teams, that have not really done anything. And, you'll look back at this deadline, and I think Winnipeg did last year because I don't think they did enough. And you have to wonder maybe if they get a second line center, would they potentially have been able to do more damage? I don't know, but I don't think certain
Could you
teams
potentially
did
argue maybe the Ducks are big winners in this trade deadline?
Yeah, I think again, and they're a team with Kirby. They're in a crowded Western Conference, and they don't have any pressure to go for a cup this year.
Well, now they go after guys in the offseason too, because all these other teams didn't go super in. I think they still have a bunch of assets, picks, capital to go after a big free Fisher too.
It's a third-round pick for Lawton. Is that what they said?
Yep.
Yes.
That's what I said. Third rounder. There we go.
Yeah, but and again, I want to talk about Toronto
right now.
Toronto, they got a lot of picks and prospects. That last year's deadline, Kirby, was atrocious.
Well, Toronto needed to do that because they might not have their first-round pick.
Shouts out to
DK. Thank you, DK.
Thank you.
A new member.
Appreciate it. DK. Make sure to reach out to us. We have our members-only stream coming up on Monday night. We're trying to figure that out, so I will be there for that. We will get everyone organized. We'll have some new members coming up and to speak. I think Jeremy's coming by for that one, Nick.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to organize the date there. So members, stay tuned. Also, members, you can check out our YouTube post page here on our YouTube channel. We try to put our schedules up there and where we'll be, and then obviously follow us on X and Instagram and all that.
So who are the biggest winners? Who's the biggest loser at the deadline?
Carolina's the biggest loser, I think.
I think Carolina absolutely is the biggest loser.
I'm going to go Minnesota because there was so much talk with them as well.
With losers?
Yes.
Losers, yeah.
I would agree with that. I think not getting
they got Quinn Hughes, but we're talking.
Yes, but
we're
not
talking
getting
about after that. Yeah.
But not getting a second line center. I said the same thing with Winnipeg last year. Not getting a second line center could really come back to haunt them a bit, and I think that
they're going to have tough matchups right.
And when you look at a lot of the winners and losers, a lot of the winners are sellers. I think the two biggest winners, the St. Louis Blues, who were able to get 2 first-round picks.
I'm going to say Tampa, also a loser.
Tampa, but here's the thing: are they winners because nobody else really did anything?
They're kind of like, what's everyone else doing? Yeah, that's a good
Right,
point. Yeah.
What do they need? Like they don't need
the other. You're going to say the other winner is Buffalo.
Yeah, I think. See, here's the thing: I think Parayko. And you can honestly argue that they may have gotten away with it.
It's not Parayko and Thomas, which they were in on.
No, it's not.
Maybe not.
But
They didn't acquire.
They get 2 veteran, big physical defensemen. They get a penalty killing bottom 6 forward to add to a really good group. It's not like talent-wise they needed much roster-wise. So they have 3 pieces to a team that will help them with playoff experience. I think, again, they made their team better. They made their team tougher to play against. They did what they needed to do. And, Jarmo Kekalainen, I think, has done a really nice job this deadline. And they're going to go into the playoffs. They're going to be like, we did what we needed to do. And I don't think there's really much you could have left on the table, to be completely fair. I also think, so kind of going through loser, I'm trying to think. Tampa, you could argue. I think Minnesota,
this might not be fair because they're trying to make a push here, but what did Ottawa really do today?
Nothing.
Warren Fogle.
Are you guys surprised none of the goaltenders were moved?
Not fully.
No. Because I've said, if anyone's been listening to the coverage here, Caesar, starting goalies, it takes them a while to acclimate in. They're rarely moved at the trade deadline because they have to join a new team, a new system halfway through the year. So no Bennington moved, no Aiden Hill, no Bobrovsky. These are starting level goaltenders. I'm not surprised. Now, backup goalies.
That's what I mean. Like any goaltender, like backup, Joseph Wall maybe considered.
Well, Joseph Wall, I would still call like a starter level goalie. That's more of a summer move. I don't think he was on the table for Toronto right now. They tried to move Stolars a little bit because of his contract, but again, that's a summer move. I
think another loser. So the big winners we just said. Before we go to the big winners, I think another loser, and again, this is a team that really kind of pushing for a playoff spot here, was right there. 2 really, Montreal and Boston.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they missed on an opportunity here to really, and if you really want me to be honest with you, Edmonton.
Yes.
Did they do enough?
Edmonton, I would say more than Montreal and
Boston.
Did
they do enough? And
now fans are going to like this, Nick, winner Toronto, but they could have also moved even more.
I think, who I think I did a really nice job? I think Dallas. They did what they needed to do. They got a little tougher to play against, got some more depth on the back end. I really like the Myers and Bunting pickups for them. Kind of looking through here. I think Columbus also did a nice job. They got Connor Garland.
I just feel that Connor Garland, it's so weird with Columbus. I think they're in the same range of Seattle.
How do you guys think Detroit fared?
I think pretty well. I think they upgraded the defense and they just got some value off some buy low candidates. Not buy low candidates, excuse me. I've been saying that word a lot, but just more so guys that haven't worked out in their lineup. Elmer Soderblom is kind of a reclamation project for Pittsburgh at this point. And they got a 3rd round pick for him. That's a perfect trade in my opinion. But then also with Justin Falk, I think he's very skeptical. I just think he's having a nice career. He was pretty bad last year, but all things considered, I think Detroit needed an upgrade at right side. It was pretty bleak outside of Mort Seider, who I think is incredible. Their depth is very, very poor on the back end, but now it's massively improved with Justin Falk, even if it's for 2 years at this point. But I think that Detroit did a pretty solid job.
I'm not the biggest Falk guy, but it is a bit of an
no, neither am I. I'm not either.
Aiden, I want to judge Detroit and Anaheim in the summer. That's where
I think Anaheim did a very nice job, though. I think dumping a guy like Ryan Strome.
Require big fish in the summer, or
yes, yes. I think Ryan Strome, you got at least something for him, and he's a useless player at this point. He maybe have some value. We'll see how he does in Calgary, but his time in Anaheim with all the players they got coming up, he's
I think you also in Calgary they got rid of a lot of pieces. They got rid of Rasmus Anderson. They got rid of one sec here.
We'll see if Waugh can be a 3C because for Toronto he's scraping at the 4C barrel. So
and remember he won a cup.
They got rid of
he was the 4C.
Calgary getting rid of Mackenzie Weegar and Rasmus Anderson this year.
I think that's very good though for Calgary. I think if Weegar can't bounce back with Utah, it was maybe a good sign that they did dump him when they could, but they still got like 3 second-round picks are not absolutely useless. They are going to finish pretty high because one of them is the Rangers, one of them is theirs, and I believe the other one's is Calgary's. So I think there's a lot that Utah did very well, but that was the only trade that Utah did all day long. But I think that was a very nice move for them.
Bill Zito, we have a quote from Bill Zito. He's via George Richards, not making deals for the sake of making deals, want to sign our players.
Okay.
You know, one of the things I'll say is,
Zito's doubling and tripling down on last summer, Nick.
Yeah.
well, yeah, I mean, and
We're in it.
Kirby, one of
He has
the
a direction.
things
He has a direction.
one of the things I think we've all noticed with
And that could go good or bad.
the interviews this year is I think they've been more candid.
Okay.
Like after the Olympics, I think Bill Zito, that was probably one of the more candid interviews,
Yes.
press conferences he gave. I think Paul Maurice and some of the players last night were very candid in what they were facing and, you know, this, that, the other thing. And then you take a look here. We'll see how the rest of this press conference goes. But, I mean, there's a pretty candid answer right there. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just looking here. I have to wonder, what did they get offered for AJ Greer? And what was there an offer? What was the offer?
Now, from Maurice's comments last night,
That's what I'm saying.
What
like,
happened from last night to today?
I know you guys said that he could potentially be a second round pick. I'm guessing that they didn't even get that. Maybe
Now that you'd have to assume something like that, right? Like
because
Lawton just got a third.
Yeah.
You would think it would be in the second to third round range. Like,
but do they value him more of a third or second round pick to keep him on the roster, potentially signing him to an extension?
If they turn that down, that's a little risky asset management because the second, third round pick is pretty vital.
He also said he liked Hedestroza on the Hedestroza edition. He wants to give us a little bit more depth as we get through these last 20 games. Said team liked what Cole Reinhardt can do, so they claimed him from Vegas.
I don't. Again, Panther fans.
I'm telling you,
these claimed players, I don't like.
And he says they spoke to every team, and Bill Zito says they spoke to every team in the league. "Quote: I'm a little tired." That's what he said.
Oh, wow.
I'm a little tired. We'll get him looked at tomorrow.
No, but yeah, again, the Leafs, what they did in getting the deal with Bob, like what was it, the first and fourth for him?
For Bob, you're saying?
No, Nicholas Waugh, first and fourth is what Toronto got for Waugh.
Waugh got a first and fourth, yeah.
Yeah, that's
conditional first, but I still think that can be. That's a bit sketchy. I don't know.
He hasn't even played well this year, and that's a really good return for Toronto there. So again, you could say Toronto wins the deadline, but they had to because they might not have their first round.
I don't think they did. I mean, again, by the way, the condition on that. It's a conditional third that becomes a second if LA makes the playoffs. So if LA makes the playoffs, Toronto gets a second rounder. But I mean, I look at last year's horrific deadline, and it's like, I mean, really,
they're making up for the errors they made to kind of put them back in neutral.
Well, I mean, they're still stuck with Morgan Riley. Clearly, there wasn't traction on a OEL move.
Well, the Morgan Riley thing, I think they've lost value not trading him in the last 24 months. I really question what his value will be in the summer. Some teams will want him, but
and according to Tim Reynolds, did the Panthers have offers for Bobrovsky? Yes. Do they want to sign him? Yes. Expect Bob back next season and beyond.
This will be interesting with the trade talks because that determines what they're doing with the backup position, the 1A, 1B position.
Do you guys see Tarasov being the backup next year?
I could see it, but I don't like it.
I don't.
He says on Sergei
Bobrovsky,
Sergei is part of our franchise, a part of our core, and we want to try and keep him.
Yep.
Yeah. That's.
I think in my prediction, he's going to get 3 years.
What's that? Even this should have been said earlier, though.
He's going to get 3 years, and I'm going to go over 5.5. I think I'm going to go very specific 5.85 for 3 years.
5.8.
That's a good deal. I'll take that.
I just think he's going to consider the state the team is in with the cap structure. He's going to realize he does. I'm very, very sure he recognizes his $10 million is coming off the books. They're going to free up a lot of space there, and he's going to want to play a part in making enough assets and room management for them to win another cup. So if they ever want to buy in the future, I'm pretty sure they're going to negotiate that with him in their talks about his deal. But I'm very excited he's back. I love the guy. I think he's been instrumental. We could say he's playing in our system or whatever, but I think we don't win these cups without him. We don't go to the cup without this guy. He's a leader. He is a leader. You know, he's a quiet, very quiet personality, as Caesar told me when he met him. But I think that's always been his MO in
That's
Florida.
his MO, and he's very respectful.
And he's very composed, composed and focused, man.
And some of that money that you said, Aiden, there, it has to go to another goalie. You need to upgrade the position. And it doesn't have to be the Bob area that people were talking about. It can be the Tarasov, the backup.
Bob is not officially re-signed Die Hard. So,
no, but they're negotiating with him right now. And AJ Greer.
I wouldn't be surprised if they make a deal here soon.
So what was it for Falk? They got a first and a third and Justin Hull. Is that it? First, third, and Justin Hull. Sure. Sorry about that. All the articles are they're full of jumble in the beginning. I can't really get to it doesn't get to the point about what's in the return. But I like that for Detroit. I think that's a good add to their back, and they have nobody else.
Oh, this is for Falk, right?
Yes.
Let me find it.
It was at least a first and a third. I think Nick also said Hull, Justin Hull, to dump his contract. That does pay for the bad Bennett. I don't like the Bennett contract still. I did not like it when it was. I thought it was okay. I was with the crowd. It's whatever, but I don't. I think that's Lindell's that's his paycheck.
For David Perron, let me see here, and
David Perron was last night, midnight around.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to find it here.
He's 30. I can't believe I saw it. Perron's 37 already. I could not believe that.
Yeah.
He's pretty much a useless utility player at this point. He's kind of.
Kirby, I gotta go here soon.
Like 4 different contracts in his
Kirby, I gotta go here soon. But
we're gonna wrap here.
Ekman Larson was not traded.
Okay. No.
Yeah, I think that's also. I want to say that's a mistake. I think they should have banked off the great season he's having statistically. And I think Edmonton should have gone for him. They need more puck movers. And I've watched a lot of Oilers media saying they don't have enough puck movement in the back end. That Wallman has done that.
Also says, because we can wrap on this, no decision has been made on Sasha Barkov. He's ready when he's ready, but it doesn't sound like, according to David Dwork, he will be shut down. So
it doesn't sound like he will be shut down.
Nope.
Wow.
I've said this on my podcast. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays a few games. I know a lot of people aren't gonna like that, but I've said his competitive edge.
Yeah.
And
he says, I don't know when they were aiming for. You'd have to imagine they were aiming first week of playoffs, and if we were able to get there. So we'll see what happens.
He seems to be ready or getting close to it.
I don't think it makes sense to play him in.
I don't either. Games. We all agree.
And he's already coming back early. It's not like it'd be well into his rehab.
So the thing is, as Paul Maurice and Bill Zito, do you step in here and just say, "Hey, take it easy. You don't need to play these games. We're not in the playoffs. Let's wait till you're 100%."
I also agree with that comment. I don't think Oilers go to the final 2 years in a row without Perry. He was instrumental in that team.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, as we wrap up here, anything else before we go off there? We appreciate everyone being here with us today. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button.
Oh shit, we play tonight.
Yeah, we do.
I gotta get some lunch in here and go get some other stuff done.
Yeah,
I haven't eaten anything all day, so. But,
oh my god. Hopefully we get a win.
Yes, hopefully we get a win. It was a pleasure being on with you guys again.
Yep. Caesar.
Yes.
Don't eat meat.
I know.
Yep.
It's Friday.
Don't eat meat.
Our Catholic friends and family here.
Yes.
But anyways, anything else to wrap it up here, gentlemen?
No, I'm good here. Make sure to everyone hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you to the new members and super chat donations. Make sure to stay tuned for our schedule here on our YouTube side, members only, and also general posts as well. So stay tuned on that accord where we will be, but we'll be here a lot on YouTube. We're going to be here during the Stanley Cup playoffs as well. regardless of the Panthers being in it. So make sure to tune in to us here at the Cats and Rats channel.
Yep. And like
Let's
I always
go.
say, guys, Aiden, you want to say anything else? Thank you for coming on with us. It was
Oh
a great
no,
time.
I'm very
know.
honored to be a part of this community. Love everyone in the chat interacting with us. Sorry if I didn't interact with the chat enough, but I wanted to, but just wanted to make sure I got all the deals in and everything. But it's always great coming on here and interacting with you guys. You guys are very good people to me. Very much appreciate all the time and opportunities you provide for me. So nothing else I could say but gratitude. And now I gotta not eat meat, or I gotta eat lunch. I gotta follow you guys. So I'm gonna go hang out. Hopefully
A
we get a
great
win
day
tonight.
to eat sushi. So
Yes,
if you
or
guys
pizza.
love sushi,
Or
that
pizza,
sounds so good
or
right now.
pasta.
I'm probably gonna get pizza or pasta for the game, but hopefully we get a win because we
No
have not won
chicken
in Detroit.
cutlets today. No
it's
chicken
not.
cutlets,
I don't think I got time for it tomorrow either.
I got leftover pasta. I got to go have some soup here.
Anyways, like I always say, one shift at a time, one period at a time, one game at a time. Let's go, Cats. Let's get a win today.
Let's
Just
move up those draft rankings, baby. Let's go.
See you later, guys. Thank you.